Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Exciting. Highlight call. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a little too hot. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll have pregame coming at you here in just a moment. That should be good.
It's time for your Game of the Week, brought to you by Eagle Communications and Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. And now with your pregame and play-by-play, here's Tyler Henry.
Well, on a chilly October evening here in the heart of Kansas, two AVCTL2 foes will get set to do battle, each looking to strengthen their position ahead of a big 2023 playoff push. It's Salina Central coming in at 5-1. The Cardiac Kids, after winning 3 consecutive, just heart-pounding matchups here in their last couple of weeks. Meanwhile, the Goddard Lions coming to this one at 4-2, looking to grind yet another opponent into fine powder. This should be a good one. Two differing philosophies, two very different teams. Salina Central, more of that run-and-gun style of offense. They have been able to spread it out and really work the deeper parts of the field. They have been a quick-hitting, high-flying offense. They will face a Goddard Lions team tonight that prefers to keep their possessions to a minimum, keep the offense on the field, and play for 3 yards and a cloud of dust. We'll have a chance to break down more of this matchup, including starting lineups, but first, we will step away, and when we come back, we'll hear from Central head coach Mark Sandbo. That's coming up next on the pregame show. But again, you are watching and listening to the Salina Post Game of the Week, and it's brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Great service on your car shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg. Find affordable, trustworthy, friendly service for your brakes, AC, tune-ups, and oil changes at 8140 Auto Service, where modern vehicle knowledge meets classic friendly service.
This October, the Zombies are coming to Elite Sports Paintball Complex, and we need to prepare now. Here's what you should know. There will be a limited number of people each night for the Zombie Expedition. The best way to secure your spot for the upcoming Zombie Expedition is to reserve your space now. Don't miss out. We need your help in fighting zombies. Tickets are available right now at zombieexpedition.com.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back in here on our Salina Post Game of the Week pregame show. Tyler Henry alongside you. Salina Central set to do battle with Goddard. And as we welcome in our guest today, it's Mark Sandbo, the head coach of the Central Mustangs. And Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking some time and stopping by the pregame show.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate having me.
So your team is coming off of yet another thrilling victory. That is 3 consecutive in the last 3 weeks. And when you take these kind of this middle portion of the season, these last 3 games as a package deal, what has been kind of the best thing that you've seen out of your team in this stretch?
Yeah, we've done some good things across all facets of the game. You know, we've been good at special teams when we need to been. We've been consistent on offense when we need to be. We've made some defensive stands. You know, everybody's contributing, and you have to. When you're winning games like that, and you're winning tight ball games, more often than not, you're doing some really good things, and our kids are. But again, we need to take another step. We need to be a little cleaner in all those facets. We need to be a little better. We need to be a little bit faster. And if we are, and we're going to have to be against a really good Goddard team, but if we are, it could be a fun Friday night.
Well, you told me a few weeks back that, you know, at the end of the day, you can say what you will, but good teams find ways to win, and that's exactly what this Central squad has been doing. Do you feel like close wins when you're, you know, in the battle late in the game, do you feel like that gives you even more confidence when they do continue finding themselves in situations like this?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. You know, we kind of have a mantra in our program that pressure's a privilege. And, you know, that kind of spans across a lot of things, but those tight games you can't replicate. And our kids, we've been fortunate to play them in them before this year. Played in a lot of tight games last year as well. So kind of prep for it. And then this year too. I mean, our kids just kind of stay the course. They believe in what we're doing. They believe in our staff, our coaches, and where they're putting them. And then obviously they're making some plays because that's really what it comes down to. Your kids got to make plays in between those whistles, and they definitely are.
Well, and while I'm sure that the close games are just a ton of fun to watch, to coach, to be a part of, at the end of the day, I know you'd probably prefer things to be a little bit less dramatic. What are some of the biggest improvements that you're still looking to see out of your team here down the home stretch to maybe put a little more distance between yourselves and your opponents?
They're fun to celebrate, but for 47 minutes and 58 seconds, they're stressful. I'm definitely losing some blackness in my hair. It's starting to gray because of those close games. But they definitely leave a mark and leave an impression on your kids. For sure, we're excited about when that buzzer, when that clock run hits zeros, and we're on the right side of it.
Taking a look at your defense, I mean, what would you say has kind of been the biggest strength of that unit as a whole, and where are some areas where maybe you'd like to see that group take another step?
Yeah, I thought our box coming in the season would be a big strength, and I think it has been. I think our defensive line, even though we had to replace 2 out of the 3, we felt like who was coming back was going to be as good or better. And they've been terrific. Our inside backers, we returned both those guys from last year. So who we thought we were going to be in that first and second level, I think is who we are. I'm pleased with what we're doing on the back end. I think we've made some adjustments to just let us play a little bit more downhill, a little bit more free. But again, to be 5-1, you better have the right pieces in place, and we got some really good pieces.
Well, let's talk about one of those pieces now. Hunter Mack has continued to be a problem for opposing defenses. 34 catches for 494 yards, 8 touchdowns on the year. But Riker Grossner's been right there with him. 41 receptions, 428 yards, 4 more scores. How great has that 1-2 punch been for you guys offensively to where, if you're a defensive secondary, you can't just cover up one of these guys?
Yeah, it's really difficult for defenses. And they try to take away one or the other, by putting 2 over 1 or capping a guy. And then you're just kind of giving the opportunities to the other guy. And we're very fortunate to have 2, pretty prolific receivers at the high school level. And I would put Riker and Hunter against any receivers in our league. They definitely make our offense a lot more effective and help us go where we want to go.
Well, and wanted to ask you a question about the guy that's been getting them the ball. Obviously, Jack Gordon has been excellent since stepping in replacement of Gunnar Gross early this year. But now that you've had a chance to see him in a bit of a bigger sample size, I mean, what are some ways that you've seen him kind of grow and develop with more time and snaps?
Yeah, I think the decision making is probably the biggest. Just being a better decision maker, distributor of the football, and that comes with reps, and we understood that. We talked about it with him. He's done a terrific job. We're going to have to continue to run him, and we've talked about that. He obviously, Gunnar brought some special things to that position, and Jack's doing some special things as well. But we like that position, even the box, and we're going to continue to use that way. And he's going to have to be a great distributor of the football. But he's been that, and in that position, you got to be confident. And Jack's a confident kid, in all the sports that he does. So. To come over and play the quarterback position in a confident manner doesn't surprise me.
Well, and you and I had a chance to speak off the air about this, I believe, a week ago, and I wanted to ask you about it here. I mean, you mentioned to me that for Gunnar Gross, obviously not able to be out there on the field as he would like, but that has not stopped him from being a real leader and helping Jack Gordon kind of step in, get comfortable, develop. I mean, what are some things that he's done to help out in that way, and how cool has that been to see for your senior leader just to continue leading even without being on the field?
Yeah, it's been terrific. Gunner's done a fantastic job. He's got the right mindset with it. We have a really strong relationship, and I think it's even gotten stronger. He's an aide for me, and it kind of turns into an offensive meeting at times. Well, as an aide, I kind of turn to him and bounce some ideas off him, and he'll give a smile like, "I wish I was doing that," or "Yeah, I'm not sure." And it's been a good back and forth, and obviously what he's doing with Jack on the sideline, he's able to address some things that he's seeing, and Jack, respects and is confident in Gunnar, that what Gunnar says he takes to heart, and everybody improves because of it. So we've been fortunate that how he's been with the meetings, with the practices, and then just being around the ins and outs of being an aide, getting another level of that preparation for those Friday games.
Well, you talked about it a moment ago. I mean, everybody understands how good the ABCTL2 is. Only 2 teams below 500. The top 4 all sit between 4-2 and 6-0 going into these last couple games of the regular season. And I know we've spoken about something similar before, but how great is it that you face that level of competition week in and week out just to prepare you for the kinds of games you want to be playing in November?
Yeah, it absolutely prepares you for 5A playoff football. The type of competition you get week in, week out, you have to be playing your best football, and if you're not, you're going to get beat. You could get beat by any one of those teams in our league. And I think when they've played up, you've kind of seen what they've been able to do with Andover Central beating Mays, with Eisenhower, taking care of Hutch, who's a really good football team. So it not only between yourselves is it really good competition, but when we go elsewhere, ABCTL2 is really good football. So, in preparation for what we want to do in November, and ultimately that's what we want. We want to win football games in November. It's really helpful. Maybe the only knock on it is we all beat each other up, where you could be banged up heading into November and not quite be full staff like you want. But we've been fortunate with the injury bug outside of Goddard. We think we're pretty smart in the system and how we go about things, and understand there's some of those unlucky breaks for every team. But we're excited about the opportunity in front of us. We know we're going to have to play awfully well, as Goddard's an awfully good football team, awfully well coached. And if you don't, we're not going to be happy about the outcome.
Well, and let's go ahead and talk about this Goddard team. As you mentioned, they come in here at 4-2, another true power run unit. When you have a chance to watch them on film and just kind of see the way that the Lions play on both sides, what are the things that stand out to you right away?
Yeah, one of the first things I look at is, the identity, and they definitely have an identity. And I think good staffs, good programs, they all have an identity with what they want to do, and you see that in them. They're very content with running the football downhill. They have some variations or compliments to what they want to do to keep you honest. They're awfully well coached. Coach Beeson has done a terrific job in his tenure at Goddard. He's played in some really big football games. So come Friday night, this will be nothing new for him. He's going to have his kids ready, and they're going to be playing awfully well, I'm sure of it.
Well, you mentioned the Lions like to run the ball down people's throats. They come in this game last place in Class 5A in passing, but that's purely by design. I mean, as a defense, do you almost prefer a team that wants to be one-dimensional like this, even if they're great at what they do?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think it all comes up to matchups. Where are you better at? Anytime you can kind of cut in half what a team likes to do, I think that's a benefit to the defense. But when they do it as effective and as efficient as Goddard does, I don't know if you can argue that. But we're going to have to be playing really well. We're going to have to be physical in the box. We're going to have to be clean in our execution and our reads, because if we're not, all of a sudden, a little trap play goes 60 yards.
Well, and we've seen this as well. I mean, in the Valley Center game, we've seen it with other teams across the state. When you do face a team like this, even a team that averages 18 passing yards per game, how critical is just keeping it in the back of your mind so that when they do break out that rare pass, you're ready for it?
Yep, I think situational awareness is important. And again, they're smart about that stuff. They, it's not always going to be on 3rd and 9 when they're going to decide to throw. They'll be at 2nd and 4, and here comes that shot when it feels like, man, this is a running down for them, or 2nd and 5. So yeah, you always got to be alert, and we'll take our shots too and our gambles on it, but we're going to have to be ready.
When you look at Goddard, especially with this offense, and I know we've talked about it a little bit here already, but I mean, it's a team that values possession, and it feels like they want to keep that offense on the field for as long as they can. How critical is forcing turnovers and just being willing to kind of seek out the football and that heavy contact in a game like this to swing momentum?
Yeah, they're a ball possession team for sure, and that's kind of a strategy that we've seen opposing teams kind of address with us, and maybe the effectiveness of our offense of limiting those series, where we might want to be 12 to 14 series a game. They say, how do you play at 7 or 8 or 9 series a game? And that's a different ball game. And they're very comfortable in that, and we would like to play a little more and get a little more reps and a little more series. But if we can get some 3 and outs, if we can get some short fields and we can jump up on them, they're not too comfortable based on what they like to do from playing 14 or 21 down. I think that changes the landscape for them. So, we're going to try to get out in front of them. We've had some success doing that. like we did last year, but then they came roaring back as well. So we don't expect anything different this Friday.
Last couple of questions here, Coach. Really quickly, did want to just visit the other side of the matchup. When you watch Goddard defensively, where do they seem strong on that side of the football, and what are the biggest keys for your offense to continue having success on that side of your matchup?
Yeah, I think their box is really good. They return a lot of guys from the prior year, returning starters, and again, a team that was really successful last year. I think we played them, and they were 5-1. So a lot of those guys are back. They're a year older. They're a year wiser. They're a year stronger, a year faster. But their interior group, their D linemen, their nose, they got a couple backers who, you can make an argument are all league guys. They're going to be really good. They're going to fly around. So we'll have to execute. We'll have to match their emotion, their physicality. But it's fun to do that every once in a while too.
Absolutely. Last thing for you here, Coach. Overall, when you take kind of just the 1,000-foot view of the matchup, what are the biggest keys for Salina Central to get a big home win here, knock off Goddard, and move to 6-1?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get the ball back, create some 3 and outs if we can, play in front of the sticks offensively, and win the turnover battle. If we can be clean in that special teams game, it could be a fun night for everybody wearing maroon and white.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thank you as always for your time. Best of luck to your Mustangs, and good luck tonight.
Hey, thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it.
All right. Once again, that was Mark Sandbo, head coach of your Central Mustangs. We'll step away, but when we come back, we'll get you starting lineups and the opening kick. It's Central and Goddard, and you're catching it right here on the Salina Post Game of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
And with that, I want to welcome you back in here at Salina Stadium. Tyler Henry alongside you, Avery Cadle on camera tonight. Salina Central here on senior night, ready to take on the Goddard Lions, and it should be a good one. Again, Central coming into this contest at 5-1. The Goddard Lions coming in at 4-2. The unstoppable force against the immovable object. And right now, the coin toss happening right down at midfield. And you see the call there. Goddard won the toss. They have deferred to the second half of play. And it will be that Salina Central offense that will take to the field first. And before we get the opening kick of this one, let's go ahead and run through some pre-game formalities. Central comes out. It's got to be one of the cleanest looks in the state. The all-maroon jerseys, white numerals, maroon helmets with the chrome Mustang logo across it, white pants to boot. Solid look for Goddard tonight, as well as they will go with the all-white jerseys, blue numerals, no trim, and the blue pants for the visiting Lions of Goddard. Again, it is more like your traditional autumn weather that we would expect around this time of year. 56 degrees and a whole lot of that Kansas wind here at kickoff, and this should be a solid matchup. Two teams in the AVCTL2 looking to solidify their standing, and it will be the Mustangs who will put the offense on the field first, and that means that getting ready to kick this one off is Carson Akey of the Goddard Lions. Akey, a member of the Sporting Kansas City under-18 team. And if there's one thing we know about this kid, he has got a leg. Just about ready to get this one underway. Back deep to return for Salina Central. It's Riker Grossner, who stands now at his own 5-yard line, and we are underway. Short end over end kick. It'll take a couple of bounces, and Grossner will field it at the 10. Riker Grossner shoved out of bounds quickly at about the 18-yard line, and here comes the Salina Central offense, and let's meet them. Quarterback Jack Gordon, again stepping in for the injured Gunnar Gross. He has been immaculate this season, completing 62% of his passes for 1,405 yards, 15 touchdowns compared to only 5 interceptions, and he has added 100 yards on the ground as well. Elijah Wilson will be the traditional back in the backfield alongside Gordon. His top receiving options will continue to be Hunter Mowry, Riker Grossner, and Sam Payne will meet the offensive line after this first down and 10 play, which goes to Elijah Wilson, and Wilson finds maybe a yard off the left side to get the Mustangs up to the 20-yard line. The offensive line for Salina Central, from left to right, Caden Snyder, Gage Gibson, Colby Schaefer, Anthony Ortegoza, and Addison Brandstatler. Again, that is the trench unit for this Mustang team as we are just underway here in quarter number 1. Back in the shotgun here goes Gordon. He'll take the snap. It's another handoff. Central wants to establish the run. This one will get them to about the 25-yard line. That's Elijah Wilson, and that'll give us an opportunity to meet the defense for the Goddard Lions. In the trenches, it'll be Matrix Eames, Pablo Martinez, and Lucas Bishop. Your linebackers are Zane Nelson, Keenan Wallace, Preston Hagel on the inside, Blake Reed and Gage Boker on the outside of this 3-5 defense. And then your secondary, it's Ashton Sell or Braden Semrad, depending on injury at free safety. It's Jaden Cohens at one corner. It's Landon Colhorst at the other. Big early down play here for the Mustangs. They're down and 4. Another handoff. They want to go on the ground, and I don't think he got it. He's going to be well short, and the Lions defense will hold. And this has been the strength of this Goddard team so far this season. They are 9th in the state in their respective class in points allowed per game, but in total defense, they are 3rd. And they do not give very much. Just 228 yards per game allowed. And it looks like Central wants to go for it here on 4th down and 1. This could also be to set up a pooch punt, as Jack Gordon has handled the punting duties. We've seen them break this out a couple of times. Could also be trying to get Goddard to jump off sides. Back in the shotgun, they will run a play. It's a handoff, and he is going absolutely nowhere. Boys, Central gambles early in this game, and it does not pay off as Goddard stands tall, forces the turnover on downs, and now it's the Lions offense that will come out here already just 4 yards away from the red zone. You tip your cap to Central for trying it. All the confidence placed in their offense, but at the end of the day, just not enough of a push. And here comes the Goddard Lions offense onto the field. First down, snap, taken up the middle, and he's going to spring free for a touchdown. Ashton Sell, we were not sure what his status was tonight, but his status on the first play from scrimmage is in the end zone for 6. It's a 26-yard touchdown run on the first play of the day, and it's a lightning strike to open up the scoring here for Goddard. My goodness. Goddard, traditionally known for getting up to the line and running it quickly. Here, they will toss it on the outside. Boy, that's going absolutely nowhere. Central had it read, but an early spark of momentum here for the Goddard Lions. They force the 3 and out, and it takes them just one play to punch it in for 6. We'll step away briefly, but when we come back, more first quarter action. Lions on top 6-0 with 9:50 to go in the quarter here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
And with that, we are back, and let's quickly take a look at our scoring drive recap brought to you by our friends at Marshall Motors. And it's a simple one. One play, 26 yards, touchdown Goddard, and it's the Lions who have the early 6-0 lead over Salina Central. So once again, Carson Akey will put a hand in the air. This time it's fielded by one of the up men here at about the 15-yard line, and Central is going to have solid field position to start this drive. Goddard came out and scored so quickly, I didn't even have a chance to introduce not only their offense, but also the Central defense. We'll have to get that a little later in the quarter. But now if you're Salina Central, you've got an opportunity to go out and return the favor here, as Central, again, does trail it very early in this contest. The one thing that we heard from Coach Beeson, he said, look, if you're Central and you get down in this game, you've got the quick lightning strike style of offense, and we've seen Central put up points in a hurry, but they find themselves, again, down here very early in this contest. Gordon back in the shotgun, takes the snap, keeps it himself, and he is swallowed up. Matrix Eames gets back and just drags down Jack Gordon. It's a huge loss of 5 on the play. And it's been just a dream start for the Goddard Lions across the board. Hard to ask for much more to start the contest. I mentioned before, this is a very good defensive unit, one of the best in the state. They rank 3rd in Class 5A in total defense, also 3rd in rushing defense. As the first passing attempt of the day will get Central back to the original line of scrimmage. That's Hunter Mowry who hauls it in to get those 5 yards back, but well, they'll say he gets 7. But it is still 3rd down and 7 for Salina Central here. See if they decide to go to the air. Right now, I was going to say, there's a breakdown in coverage on the right side of your screen. It's going to be a little comebacker, though, to Tate Gary, and Gary's got some space across midfield up to the 40 to the 35-yard line. Tate Gary on a design screen hauls in his 6th catch of the year, and it is a mammoth one to flip fields and get Central a big chunk. Trying to do the math here on the play, it's going to be at least 40 yards. And it's Central quickly back up to the line here. They want to go fast. Here's a pass on the right sideline. That'll be hauled in by Riker Grossner. And that should be enough to move the chains once again. And it will. So Grossner hauls in a pass of 10. All of a sudden, Central is taking chunks out of the field. And this is exactly what the Mustangs have done to their opponents so far this season. Back in the shotgun here goes Gordon. He'll look over to the sideline for the play call. 8:24 remaining here in quarter number 1. 2 receivers split out to either side. Gordon takes the snap, fires this over the middle. Wide open receiver, and it is a walk-in touchdown for Hunter Mowry, his 9th of the season, and the 6'1" senior will not be stopped. Salina Central ties it up at 6. Boy, Central made that look awfully easy. And on just the second pass to Hunter Mowry of the day, it's the Mustangs who pull ahead 7-6 following the PAT, knocked home by Elijah Duxler. And we will once again step away for a quick break, but when we come back, it's the Salina Post Game of the Week. It's a 1-point lead for the homestanding Central Mustangs here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Great service on your car shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg. Find affordable, trustworthy, friendly service for your brakes, AC, tune-ups, and oil changes at 8140 Auto Service, where modern vehicle knowledge meets classic friendly service.
And with that, I want to welcome you back in here on the Salina Post Game of the Week brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Still trying to do the math on that last drive here, but it ends in a 20-yard pitch and catch from Jack Gordon to Hunter Mowry. And after knocking home the extra point, we've already had our first lead change of the day. And now the interesting thing becomes, how does Goddard respond? Because this is not a Goddard team that wants to play in shootouts. We had a chance to have, well, I say we, it was me. I had a chance to have just an excellent conversation with Tommy Beeson. Really one of the kindest, warmest coaches that you will meet. Hilarious guy, gave great insight. But he said, look, we understand, Goddard, that not necessarily outclassed in this game, but they need to play their styles. This is going to be ricocheted off at the 45-yard line, and Central's got it. Boy, an absolute disaster on a high end-over-end kick. One of the upmen tried to leap up and grab it, and ends up bouncing off of his chest plate and then off of his knee, and Central is there to cover it up for what might as well be, for all intents and purposes, an onside kick. My goodness. Well, you don't see that every day. Huge opportunity for Central, though, as their offense will take over. Already in Goddard territory at the 35-yard line. Snap back to Gordon. They want to go right back to the air, and that's going to be hauled in, but a punishing hit. As Tate Gary hauls in his second catch of the day for a 4-yard gain. That is one of the things, if you're Goddard, you can't have. And that was another thing that we had a chance to talk with Tommy Beeson about. He said, look, turnovers are not something that a team like this can afford. And that is a big one, as Central is now looking at 2nd down and 6. Gordon hands it off here. This is Elijah Wilson, who breaks free up to the 20-yard line. And that is going to be another first down here for Central, as they are already inside the red zone. Here we go. Central hands it off, and it's going to be a touchdown up the middle. Boy, didn't even have a chance to look up and see it, and Central's already in for another score. So this time around, it takes Central just 3 plays to get it in for 6 more, and that offense is in full effect. This time around, it's Elijah Wilson who gets it in from the 20, and the Central offense making it look awfully easy here early on in this contest. PAT on the way, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So, it's Central here on senior night, holding on to a 14-6 lead over the Goddard Lions. It's been a thrill ride so far. We'll be back with more just on the other side here on the Salina Post Game of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And welcome back here to Salina Stadium. Tyler Henry alongside you in what has been already a higher scoring affair than I think most people, myself included, expected coming into this one, as we knew Goddard was going to try to play a little bit of the keep away game, and instead they cough it up on the last kickoff. Here they'll be looking to get some good field position, as up to the 30 and now to about the 32-yard line go the Lions. And in all the chaos, we still haven't had a chance to introduce you to the Lions offense. And let's go ahead and do so now. Ashton Sell was questionable coming into this game. He is the quarterback, and he's the one who ran it in from 26 yards out to put Goddard on the board first. On the season, 8 for 19 passing. Again, they do not throw the ball an awful lot. Only 25 carries for 69 yards. Traditionally, it's been the backs in this offense that have made the motor run. And that trio includes Micah Johnson, Tyson Wallace, and Mason Healy. Here, it is a handoff right off the right tackle And that will find a loss of about 1 yard. The only two receivers who have really been involved this year, Jake Jasnowski has 2 receptions for 38 yards. That is the team lead. Meanwhile, Carson Akey, the kicker, has 1 reception for 17 yards. He's second on the team in yardage. And the funny thing about that is it was on a throwback to the kicker on a trick play. Goddard here, a toss on the outside. This is Micah Johnson cutting it back across the middle. There goes Johnson, and he is gone. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. And once again, it's the Goddard Lions with an explosive run up the middle. That offensive line has parted the Red Sea on a couple of occasions, and that was another monstrous TD run, this time again for Micah Johnson. And Goddard, I believe, just got a sideline warning. So a sideline warning issued to Goddard here. Touchdown obviously still counts. And they will send out, they went for 2 last time and didn't get it. Be interested to see if they go for 2 again here. After you miss it once, you almost might as well, and yeah, here they are. They will try a fake on the toss. They want to go to the air. There's a wide open receiver standing all by his lonesome in the end zone, and it is hauled in, and that is Brock Haskell, who catches it for 2, and we've got ourselves a tie game. Goddard answers right back. It took him just 3 plays on our Marshall Motors Drive recap to go 70 yards down the field and even it up. It's 14-all here on the campus of Salina Central. Buckle up, folks. We are in for another good one here in Salina. Back with this after 30 here on the Salina Post Game of the Week.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back here to Salina Stadium. Tyler Henry alongside you again. The MO coming into this game was that Central was going to try to come out and score fast like they have all year, and Goddard was going to try to slow the pace down and really grind out long, slow, sustained possessions. But Goddard's offense has matched pace with Central's, and we've got ourselves a shootout as this is going to roll down. Now Central's hoping it gets into the end zone. He is going to be blasted at the 1-yard line. The ball pops out. They are going to say that it's down at the 1-yard line, but that is a big special teams mishap for Salina Central, and I believe it's Riker Grosner who wasn't really sure if he wanted to field that or not, and by the time he tried to scoop it up, I mean, it was too late. But you can't let it go because if the other team picks it up, that's a live ball. It's an onside kick. Now Central's offense is going to come out here and set up shop at the 1-yard line. This has been a wild one so far. 6 minutes and 50 seconds still remaining. We're still in the first quarter. Jack Gordon in his own end zone will take the snap, fake the handoff, fire this one out. It's going to be incomplete as he was looking for Hunter Mowry on the out route. And that's the thing about Central. They are confident enough in their passing game. They're not afraid to try and allow Gordon to drop back in a situation like this. So here it's Gordon once again. We'll see if this time they do give it. No, they want to go to the air. This time, same play. It goes out to Mowry, who is just going to have to duck out of bounds at the 4. And when all is said and done, Mowry is able to, at the very least, get the offense off the goal line. But it sets up 3rd down and 6 here after Mowry hauls that in for a gain of 4. Pass game has been rolling for Central so far. Goddard 3 on the line right now. Again, that 5 linebacker set. 3 wide out, split to the right-hand side of the formation, and we have got a whistle, and I believe this is going to be, yes, a timeout called by Central. They want to take a moment and talk things over. We will keep it right here and remind you that coverage of our Game of the Week every week is brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, also Salina Septic Service, Commercial Tire Center, Elite Sports Paintball Complex, APAC Shears, and Bennington State Bank. And this week especially a shout out to our good friends at 8140 Auto Service. Again, we were not expecting a shootout of this nature. And it's nothing against the Goddard offense. It's just this has not been their MO this year. They are a more slow, grinded out, ground and pound, methodical team. They want to keep the offense on the field for as long as possible. But when you open up a running lane like they did for Micah Johnson, or even on the first play of the game for Ashton Sell, I mean, there's just nothing that Central was going to do to stop that. And if you've got the green grass, you take it to pay dirt. Both teams took a moment to talk this over. Central with a big 3rd down and 6 coming up here. Nose of the football set down right now at about the 5-yard line. Same formation, 3 receivers split off to the right-hand side. Lone wide out to the left. Jack Gordon back in the shotgun, his feet on his own end zone. He'll take the snap, rolling back, fires this one out. Boy, it's a dangerous pass, and it's incomplete. And yeah, I think that's going to be offensive PI. You will hear the crowd groaning a bit here, but that is the right call, as Tate Gary was draped all over the defender, trying to negate the interception. And I'm guessing Goddard is going to decline this if they can and make it 4th down. It's an easy enough call. And they will. So it's 4th down and 6. I cannot imagine that Central would go for it here, but they've got the offense on the field. Let's see if they run a play or if they're just trying to draw Goddard off sides. It's Gordon back in the shotgun. Receivers look very lax. Now Elijah Wilson will step up, and they are going to pooch punt it. Yeah, and that's the beauty of having your quarterback also be your punter, but it's out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and for the 2nd time tonight, it's going to be excellent field position here for the Goddard Lions. And they are going to have a chance to take the lead back here with 6:27 left to go. And while I've got the time, let's quickly introduce you to the offensive line. Left to right, it's Landon Durbin, Jacob Esparza, Brock Boren, Alex Carpenter, and Nathan Kimball. I would have gotten to those guys sooner, but again, Goddard has scored 2 touchdowns on 3 plays from scrimmage. And here they come, quickly up to the line. Ashton Sell under center. 2 wing backs lined up here. They'll give it to Micah Johnson. Johnson cutting up the middle. Will find some space, and it'll be a gain of about 6 here on 1st down and 10. Before 2nd down and 4, let's meet the defense for Salina Central. They will come out in a 3-4 look. Your defensive linemen are Vance McComber, Zach Callisti, and James McKinney. Your linebackers are Charles Slothauer, Donovan Johnson, Tyrus Young, and James Cathy. Your cornerbacks are Jace Fry and Jameer Moore, and your safeties are Des Gibson and Levi Losi. Here it's a handoff to the halfback on the outside, and there is just nothing there for Mason Healy. And I don't know if I got a chance to mention all 3 guys, but it really is a 3-headed monster for Goddard. Micah Johnson, Tyson Wallace, and Mason Healy. Those are the 3 guys, and you're going to hear their names called an awful lot tonight. But here it is 3rd down and 4. Goddard trying to force the issue here. If they get close enough, you'd imagine they'd go for it on 4th down, but boy, that goes absolutely nowhere. Central was ready for it, and they shut it down as Ashton Sell just did not have any real estate to work with. And now it's 4th down and 5, and a decision to be made here for the Lions. Carson Akey is 2 for 2 on field goals this year, but the one number I haven't had a chance to get to, Micah Johnson averages 5 yards a carry. Tyson Wallace averages 10 yards a carry. Mason Healy averages about 8 yards a carry. So they're confident in their ability to pick this up. Here the ball's on the deck, and if Central has it, Either way, Central's going to get it back. It was either going to be a turnover on downs or a recovered fumble. But I believe it was Central who jumped on it and recovered the football. And their offense is right back to work here. If anything, they gain yardage. So Central will start this drive from their own 26. Already a couple of big touchdowns. Trips to the left is the set here for Jack Gordon and company. Elijah Wilson tucked in his hip pocket, takes this one on a handoff up the middle, and he will find about 8 yards. It is a good start here for the Central offense, with the exception of that last drive where, again, they had to start in their own end zone. Time continues to wind here. 4:20 to play, first quarter. Central right back to work on a 2nd down and 3. Gordon back in the shotgun. Will look off to Coach Sambo over there on the near sideline and takes the snap. This time he will keep it himself. He's got some space. He's got the first down, and he has got the 45-yard line. It is a big gain on the ground here for Jack Gordon. Give him about 12 on the play. And so far, smooth sailing again for the most part. This Central offense has found ways to get it done. Gordon back in the shotgun, 1st and 10, takes the snap, 4-step drop, under pressure, but it's for a design. Well, it looked like it was for a design screen, but that may have just been Gordon throwing the ball away. I think Elijah Wilson was somewhere in the same area, but really only 3 linemen who would have been able to get to that ball. And Central will make a personnel swap here as Tyrus Young will come onto the field, the junior tight end. 3 receivers split off to the left-hand side now. Snap back here. Little, well, it was a little screen out to Elijah Wilson, but it's incomplete as it was up kind of on his shoulder. And now a 3rd down and 10. And this is what Coach Sambo told us pregame about not playing behind the sticks. Playbook gets an awful lot shorter on 3rd and 10 than it is on 3rd and 5. And Central on these last couple of plays struggling to move the football. See what they've got in store here, though. That offense, always a powder keg. We've seen them break off big chunk games a couple of times already. Look for Hunter Mowry potentially in a situation like this. Here's Gordon rolling to his left, fires this one out, looking for Riker Grossner, but it is incomplete. And on 4th and 10, we'll see if Central elects to bring the punting unit onto the field, but with how much they pooch punt it, punting unit is already technically on the field. Jack Gordon, again, 7 punts for 239 yards coming into this one. We have seen Central go for it, and I think Central jumped, just given the reaction of Gordon there. I'm guessing this is going to be a false start. And if there was any question about whether Central was going to go for it a moment ago, I think that question has been answered with the penalty here. And with that, yep, Goddard will bring out a returner. That is Mason Healy back to return here. Central maybe trying to get Goddard to jump off sides, but Goddard's been keen to that, and yep, now it's going to be a safer punting position. Goddard's going to come in looking to block this, but the punt is off, and it will trail out of bounds at the, ref's still going, 35-yard line. So the 35 is where Goddard will put the offense onto the field, and with how quickly they got off the field due to 2 touchdowns and then a quick 3 and out, I haven't had a chance to really fully diagnose this offense, but it's interesting what they're doing this year. I had a chance to speak with Tommy Beeson about the way this offense runs. They don't even give them the play until pretty late into the play clock. And then from the clap to the snap, basically from the time they break the huddle to the time they snap the football, that is an awfully quick amount of time. They'll go faster here on 1st down because the clock is not running, but this is an offense designed to eat up clock as Ashton Sell ducks under center and tosses it off the left side to Mason Healy. And Healy is wrapped up and brought down immediately. But you look at Goddard's offense and where their yards come from, and here is what is staggering. Here is your statistic of the day for the Goddard Lions. They are 4th in Class 5A, 278 rushing yards per game. They are dead last in Class 5A in passing yardage. That is very much by design. Only 18 passing yards per game for this Goddard team. They didn't even attempt to pass until week 3 of the season. At one point, their kicker on a throwback trick play had 50% of the receptions on the year. Here's another toss on the outside. A little more space this time as cutting it up and finding about 7 is Tyson Wallace. And all of these backs have been excellent. Micah Johnson, 100 carries for 510 yards this year. Tyson Wallace, 66 carries for 626 yards. Mason Healy, 56 carries for 424 yards. I mean, Goddard across the board has been excellent at running the football. And while Ashton Sell hasn't had to do a ton of that this year, he's been good in his own right. He had the first touchdown of the day for the Lions. And Central going to get caught jumping off sides unless somebody else jumped first. But those little miscues will get you, especially this time of year. Yep, and there it is. Encroachment is the call. And that's the other thing with that quick clap to snap and with wasting as much time as what Goddard does, they get in their opponents' heads. And Coach told us, he said, see guys on that defense, no matter how good of a defense you're playing against, they start getting antsy. I mean, look at this right now. 20 seconds on the play clock. Central just standing around. Now everybody runs up for Goddard. They're ready to go. Sell ducks under center. Once again, they toss it off to the left-hand side. This is Micah Johnson, who's broken 1 today. Here, he will find just 3 yards. And now we see Goddard do a little more of what they usually do. It's also a little harder when you're behind, which is something that Goddard has only been briefly and only by a point. Actually went down 14-6 in the flurry of scoring to open this game. Here it's 2nd down and 6. Sell back under center, everybody in tight. Man in motion. Now they'll give it on the backside. Now looking for a crease here is Mason Healy. He wants a cutback lane. He'll find maybe a yard. And that's just a good job by the Central defense staying at home and making the stop. He will get a yard, but it brings up 3rd down and 4. And with 1:26 left on the first quarter clock, would imagine we'll see Goddard run 1, maybe 2 more plays here as the Lions continue to try to grind it out. Central's defense has to play this a little bit differently as well because you don't have anybody split out wide. It's everybody in tight. Here there is a tight end on the left side of the formation. They will toss it that way out to Johnson. Johnson looking for that middle cutback lane. He's got the first down and change, and he is up to the 28-yard line. That's another big run for Micah Johnson. There's a reason he has been the bell cow back, but even by that standard, just so many good options in the rushing game for Goddard. And we've seen that on full display here already tonight. Just 34 seconds left on the game clock here in the first quarter. 10 seconds on the play clock. Time down to 6, now to 5. Sell ducks under center with 3, and here we go. Straight give up the middle. Central ready for it, and that should be the final play of the first quarter. Final 10 seconds starting to come off the clock. Goddard, unless they want to get sneaky here, I would imagine going to let that time run down. And it looks like that will be the case. So, 1 quarter in the books, and we've got a good one on our hands. Goddard and Central all even at 14 apiece here on Mustang Senior Night. Again, you are watching and listening to this game on the Salina Post. It's brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital-grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak-Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our 9th Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
And with that, we are back just in time for the start of the second quarter. Goddard very much on the march here. They've strung together a good long drive at a 14-14 ball game, taking on Salina Central. Sell Ducks under center. Again, it's that back motion, and they will give it to Mason Healy, still being pushed here up to the 20-yard line. And it's going to be Goddard inside the red zone, but we'll have to take a moment and check the flag. That just came in. Of course, we'll also have plenty of scores to let you know about, as it's going to be a... So we got a sideline warning issued to Salina Central. I don't know that that was the flag. That may have been after the flag. Each team has now been issued one sideline warning. And again, I don't think that was the penalty that was just given, as it looks like they're walking this back for Goddard. And it was a different penalty. Whatever it is, it's against Goddard, and it's going to back him up to the 29-yard line. So all that work, and instead of looking at a second down and maybe 2, it's 2nd and 10 again. Tough break here for the Goddard offense. And it will also stop the, well, no, the clock continues to run here with 11:42 left to go before halftime. Sell Ducks under center, now more of a traditional I formation. Again, a toss on the outside. This goes to Micah Johnson. Johnson's got a little room to the outside. Does he have his second touchdown of the day? One man to beat to the pylon. Touchdown, Micah Johnson. And it's the Goddard Lions who pull ahead on yet another big run to the outside, this time of 28 yards to Micah Johnson. Again, his second touchdown run of the day.
Number 3, the defense came off. He must sit out one play.
And looks like somebody lost a helmet on the central side. So that player has to be removed here on the PAT try. A lot of big runs today for the Goddard Lions. And they want to go for 2 once again. It's going to be an attempt at a reverse. The ball's on the deck. Central has it. And for the second time today, the Central defense will stand tall in the face of a 2-point attempt. But it's the Goddard Lions who take control of this ball game. They lead it 20-14 here on the Salina Post Game of the Week. Again, you're watching right here, courtesy of our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
This October, the Zombies are coming to Elite Sports Paintball Complex, and we need to prepare now. Here's what you should know. There will be a limited number of people each night for the Zombie Expedition. The best way to secure your spot for the upcoming Zombie Expedition is to reserve your space now. Don't miss out. We need your help in fighting zombies. Tickets are available right now at zombieexpedition.com.
Take a look at our area scoreboard at the half. For right now, it's our Marshall Motors Drive recap. And again, all of about 75 yards on the drive total. Goddard melted a lot of clock, and this is exactly what they want. They have the lead, and they will look to hold it here. If they can stop Central, they can really start to go into clock-wasting mode, as they will kick this away. It's an awkward kick to the sideline, and that's a good job by a member of the Central Hands team, to call for the fair catch and haul it in at the 40. That's where the Mustang offense will take to the field. They had an elite start, did the Mustangs. Couldn't have asked for much more, as they did have the turnover on downs on their first drive, but their next two drives back-to-back resulted in touchdowns. A 20-yard pass from Gordon to Mowry to get them on the board, and then a 20-yard touchdown run by Elijah Wilson to take a 14-6 lead. Here, Central finds themselves behind. Here's a handoff to Wilson, looking for that cutback lane. Now he breaks it back across the 50 up to about the 47. That'll be a good for the first down and change. And it's another 10-plus yard gain for Elijah Wilson. Wilson has been Central's go-to bell cow back, and he replaced an elite talent in Kenyon McMillan, but he's been excellent so far this year. 7.3 yards a carry. 103 of them for over 1,000 yards coming into this game. Here he gets another give up the gut. This time he'll find about 2 yards and no more. Also good ball security for Wilson this year. 12 touchdowns, only 2 fumbles lost. And he has been used in the passing game as well. 27 receptions, 197 yards. No touchdowns yet, but wouldn't be surprised if he gets one before the end of the season. Gordon back in the shotgun, does have an extra blocking tight end lined up on the left side. That's Tyrus Young. Young does not have a reception this year, but he is a big body, and he will shift off to the right side to provide a little more protection for Gordon, who's got all day to throw. Now hits or fires to the sideline and cannot find Sam Payne, and that's unfortunate for Central because Payne was all by his lonesome. Instead, though, it brings up 3rd down and 9. And this has been the issue for Central so far tonight. It's been 3rd and long, somewhere between 9 and 12 on a lot of these drives. And if you're Goddard, defensively, they've done a much better job than their traditional average at covering up the passing lanes. You see them spread out right now. They've only got 3 guys on the actual line of scrimmage defensively, as I believe we're going to get another timeout here called by Salina Central, and we will. We will take this moment to remind you that coverage of today's game is brought to you by Sage Products. Sage Products of Salina is your supplier for janitorial products for your business or home. From paper towels to soap and items from ceiling to floor, you will see products from Sage, and you can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. Again, coming up at the halftime break, we'll have a chance to take a look around at our area scoreboard presented by Salina Surgical Hospital. A couple of scores coming in from around the area that may be of interest to you. At the end of a quarter, Abilene leads Augusta 14-0. How about this? El Saline, after knocking off a couple of powers in 8-man. Again, they beat Little River and Clifton Clyde. They are up 34-0 on Washington County. Eisenhower leads Salina South 21-0. And with that, we'll get you back out here where Salina Central trails Goddard 20-14 here on senior night. Big 3rd down and 8 coming up here for Jack Gordon and company. He'll take the snap, 2-step drop, fires this, has a wide open receiver, and it's going to be hauled in. Only 2 men to beat, still on his feet, and now tripped up at the 5-yard line. I called him out earlier. I said he didn't have a catch yet, but there it is, the first reception of the season for Tyrus Young, and it looks like Goddard read the scouting report too. They were not ready for it. Central wants to go quick. Handoff here, left side, Elijah Wilson still on his feet, churning for yardage, and he'll get his way up to about the 4-yard line. And I love the call there out of Salina Central as they try to get everybody back up to the line in a big hurry and keep Goddard back on their heels. But now that Goddard's had a second to catch their breath, Central will take a moment and think this over. This Salina Central offense has been excellent this year in short yardage situations. 2 receivers split out to either side. Snap back to Gordon. He wants to take it himself up the middle. Goddard was ready. And the tackle made there by Pablo Martinez and Preston Hagel. Sets up 3rd down and goal now from the 4. And Tate Gary, who's already got a couple of catches, is going to be brought in here to replace Tyrus Young. Followed Tyrus Young on Twitter at the beginning of the season, and just based on his profile picture, I thought he was a defensive end. Here's the snap back to Gordon, 3rd and goal, stepping up, fires a strike to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Boy, that would have been a beauty of a ball to Riker Grossner, but it's incomplete, and now a decision to be made for Salina Central. Do you go for it and try to get 6? Do you send the field goal unit out? I think in a game this important, we all know the answer to that question. Offense stays on the field here. Gordon back in the shotgun. 4th down and goal. Gordon rolling out to his right. He's got time. He's got a receiver, and he just overthrows Hunter Mowry on the left side. Goddard will put the offense back on the field with a long way to go, but that's exactly the way they like it when they lead a ball game. And now we will see in full effect Goddard try to melt the clock. And I want you to mark a number down in the back of your mind. I'll mark it down on my paper right in front of me. 8 minutes and 47 seconds. That is what is on the clock when this drive starts for the Goddard Lions. 1st down and goal. Ashton Sell under center. 3 backs lined up directly behind him, and it's just going to be a straight quarterback keeper. That'll go ahead for about 5 yards. It's a 40-second play clock. You got 40 seconds to get yourself up to the line and snap it. And we heard this from Coach Beeson in our pregame conversation. If they've got 40 seconds, by gosh, they're going to take 30 to 35. Here they will come up to the line with about 15 seconds left to get a play off here. And they will snap it with 10. Pitch to the outside. There's a bit of a running lane there, and tripped up and brought out of bounds is Mason Healy, but not before he picks up a big 1st down. Take a moment to stop and reset the chains here. And with him going out of bounds, that does stop the clock at 8:06 to go. But make no mistake, Goddard does not want Central's offense to touch the ball again in this half. Another toss to Healy, again on the right side. Healy cuts it back, finds about 4, and that will bring up a much more manageable 2nd down and 6.
Gain of 3 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 7 for the Lions.
Central has turned the ball over on downs twice in this game, once at the 25, there at the 4. Absolutely respect him for trying to go for the big points, though, especially in a game this big. Snap back to Goddard. Handoff up the middle. Central able to read that and bring it down. This was always going to be a challenging game for the Mustangs. You look at Salina Central on the year defensively, they've been right about the middle of Class 5A in most categories. 19th in points per game allowed, 22nd in total defense, 22nd in rushing defense, and 21st in passing defense. Goddard back to the line here. Still plenty of time on the game clock. Pitch off the right side, up the middle, again through the big hole. And that is another big run for Micah Johnson, who continues to break it off in chunks. Johnson's had, easily more carries than his 2 counterparts in that backfield, but at the same time, he has been the guy that has been entrusted with the majority of the carries, and you gotta think he gets keyed on quite a bit. Goddard working at a bit more of a quick pace than I thought they might. As here, it is a very delayed handoff, and boy, just barreling his way through for another 1st down is Tyson Wallace. And you got 3 guys on the field, 4 if you add the quarterback in Ashton Sell, that can take the ball on any given play. And the misdirection has been very good. I will say I've been very impressed with this Goddard offense. It's one thing to hear about it and understand how it works in theory, but it's another to see it on the field. Goddard comes back to the line here. 10 seconds to get a snap off. And they will give this on the short side of the field. That goes for another gain of about 5. And it's Tyson Wallace once again, but this is exactly what the Lions want. 3 minutes have already come off the clock on this drive. And Goddard still has a lot of field left to work with. And wisely, no sense of urgency, nor should there be. Now they will get back up to the line. Selduck's under center. Wishbone set. He will. Did he hand that off? Yes, he did. Micah Johnson got it. I was fooled by that one, as I was looking at Tyson Wallace on the ground, wondering if he had the football. He did not. And it brings up 3rd and 7. And if you're Central, this is your opportunity to get the stop. If you get Goddard on a loss here or a short gain, don't know if they'd go for it or not, but you want to make sure that it's 4th and something that you feel like they're going to want to go for the punt rather than trying to pick it up. Goddard, on the other hand, trying to get across the sticks or at the very least make it manageable. There's that toss to the outside. That's worked so well for them. There's another massive hole down to the sideline. 30, 20, cut back to the inside. It's going to be the 3rd touchdown of the day for Micah Johnson. And it's a 2-score lead for the Goddard Lions. Another lightning strike for the running back. Again, his 3rd of the day. And on the season, his 8th. As he is catching his season total just today. Boy, how impressive has Micah Johnson been in this contest? That is a 47-yard touchdown run as they will go for 2. Trying to get to the edge, and nothing doing there. So another 2-point conversion fails, but it's still a 26-14 lead for the Goddard Lions over Salina Central. Back with more when we come back here on the Salina Post Game of the Week.
Prime time for exclusive deals. Ram Power Days are back at Marshall Motors in Salina. 2023 Ram Heavy Duties are the trucks you go to work with. And right now, new Ram Heavy Duty trucks have a $2,250 rebate. 2023 Ram 1500 trucks are some of the highest rated trucks on the market. New Ram 1500s are up to $9,000 off. See more with Ram Power Days at marshallmotor.com. And the monster trucks are back in Salina Saturday, October 7th at Marshall Motors in Salina.
Welcome back here in Salina. Tyler Henry alongside you. A whole lot of things going right for the Goddard Lions. Didn't have a chance to mention it, but in addition to the 26-14 lead that they hold, don't forget, they won the coin toss and deferred to the second half, so they will be the ones to return the kickoff to start the second. And if you're Central, you need something on the board, and you need it in a hurry. Another short kick to the far sideline. And we've got some fighting at the 35. The ref is going to come in. I don't know if our cameras picked that up or not. That was unique from our near side official. Yeah, someone's getting flagged with unsportsmanlike here. I'm not sure who exactly they're going to call it on. There was some legit fighting going on at the 40-yard line. And it completely took me away from my other point, which was I can't tell if Goddard is trying to get a high floating onside kick. As now the official, not the one that threw the flag, oh, he just needs a football. Does help if you have a football, if you're going to play some football. Kind of an essential element of the game. So this is going to be against Goddard. That's kind of what I thought.
Kick out of bounds on the kicking team. That penalty will force Goddard and the ball out of bounds. After the play was over, personal foul. Military roughness on the kicking team. 15 yards from the end.
So it's 2 penalties. It's kicking out of bounds and unsportsmanlike conduct, both against the Goddard Lions. And just Not what you want to do, especially when you're in the driver's seat of a game like this. Got to be careful if you're going to give any free yardage to this Central offense. We know how potent they can be, and they will need to be, as Central is looking for at least one more score here before half. Again, the Mustangs trail it on senior night, 26-14. Still 4:23 left to go. And a handoff to Elijah Wilson. That will go for maybe a yard. That'll get him to the 40-yard line as they bring their big tight end back in. It's Tyrus Young. Talked about Tyrus Young's size a little bit earlier. 6 foot, 215 officially on the depth chart. And again, cool to see him get his first reception of the season earlier today. It got Central down to the goal line, but they were unable to get it in. Here it's Johnson ducking and diving his way up to about the 31. That'll set up a 3rd down and 2. This is what you want if you're Salina Central. I know I mentioned the down and distance a couple times before, but it seems like they've just been living 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12. You get a 3rd down and 3, your playbook gets an awful lot longer. And we'll see what Coach Sandbo's got dialed up here. 2 receivers split off to the right-hand side, including the ever-dangerous Hunter Mowry, who's already got 1 touchdown today. Whenever they've run him on a post route, he's done good things. Mowry's wide open right now. They will throw it to him. There's the post, and there's the touchdown. Hunter Mowry in for 6. Boy, I didn't think it would come quite so soon, but the exact route, although wait, no, it's going to be a holding call. There's the groan from the crowd, and that is unfortunate. Boy, Salina Central, they drew it up, they went for the shot, they got it in, and a little yellow piece of fabric is going to wipe it all out. And to add insult to injury, that is going to back them up from that manageable 3rd and 2 that I mentioned to a much less manageable 3rd down and 12.
Penalty brings up 3rd down and 12 for the Mustangs.
Now the question for Salina Central is, how do you respond? Wouldn't be surprised if they try to get Mowry involved again. Anytime you get Hunter Mowry involved, good things are going to happen. He will line up in the right slot. Keep an eye on Sam Payne at the bottom of your screen as well. Extra blocker in right now in Tyrus Young. 4-step drop here. All day in the pocket, and I mean all day. Now a wobbly duck to the sideline. That's incomplete. As you give credit to the offensive line, they bought just a ton of time for Jack Gordon. But you give more credit there to the Goddard defense, who just completely stifled them. And it brings up 4th down and 12. If you're Central and you don't get any points on the board before half, it really is just about worst case scenario. As again, Goddard will take the opening kickoff and start with the football in the 3rd quarter. And Central wants to take their last time out and talk about this. Boy, we heard it from Coach Sandbo. He said one of the few things they still wanted to tighten up was the penalties. And you see it there, as instead of cutting the lead down to a single possession, now you're talking about a situation where you've got 4th down and 12 and got to make the decision about whether you want to go for it or not. Meanwhile, boy, it's been just the game of the year for Micah Johnson, who again came in with solid numbers, but only 5 touchdowns on the season, at least on the ground. He's already got 3 today. He's got the hat trick in the first half. And we saw something similar out of Daymont Mucker when we were here 2 weeks ago for our game of the week as Central took on Valley Center. With how long Central's taking to talk this over, I'm guessing they're looking to do one of 2 things. Either they're going to go for it straight up and try to get 12 yards and keep the football, or this is to buy some time to make Goddard think about it, and they're going to try to get him to draw off sides to shorten up the field a little bit here. Either way, nobody back to return. Goddard doesn't seem to think a pooch punt is coming. Central, for the second time today, will go for it on 4th down. Gordon has all day, uncorks a deep ball over the middle, and it's broken up. Boy, they had the receiver streaking down the middle of the field, and it looked like they were going to get that to James Cathy? Nope, I can't read. Tate Gary. But it is the 3rd turnover on downs of the day against Salina Central. And it gives Goddard another opportunity with 2:55 left to go. We've seen Goddard explode through the line for a couple of big touchdown runs today. On their first play of the day, Ashton Sell ran one in from 26 yards out. And the good times kept coming. A lot of it thanks to this man right here, who's got it for a gain of about 3. That is Micah Johnson, but you look at the other possessions here. Johnson broke off a 70-yard touchdown run, a 29-yard touchdown run, and a 47-yard touchdown run. And he has been dealing some serious damage. Interesting to see this. Goddard still not in any hurry. And I think the logic being with the style of offense that they run, yes, they'd love 6 if they can get it. As a big gainer here will get them up to about the 45. But the biggest thing is that they do not want Central touching the football again with how quickly the Mustangs are capable of scoring.
Lions allow 1st and 10 at the Mustang 45-yard line.
Final 2 minutes starting to tick off the clock here at the halftime break. And now a timeout is called, and it's called by Goddard. So with that, let's take a look around at a couple of other scores on our area scoreboard presented by Salina Surgical Hospital. Holcomb and Hugoton are tied 7-7 at the half. That one is a bit of interest. Hugoton's been solid throughout the season. Concordia is up 7-0 on Beloit. Andale leads Cheney 22-6 at the half. That's an Andale team that has not lost a single game, regular season, playoff, or otherwise, since 2019. They are the 4-time defending champions in Class 3A. And they would love an opportunity to run it back again. Of course, just a reminder, 3 games on our Salina Post Sports Network. Happy to have you tuning in with us for this one. Elsewhere in our network, Southeast of Saline is taking on Lions for senior night, and Sacred Heart is taking on Smith Center. And we'll go ahead and do a quick check-in on those games at the half. But here, it's 1st down and 10. It's a toss to the outside to Mason Healy. Healy looking for a cutback lane. Boy, he's got even more. And he is going to be up for a 1st down. With 1:52 left to go, Goddard continuing to work their way downfield and start to get within striking distance themselves. Another play, run to the outside. They didn't quite get the 1st down last time around. They will this time.
Tackle on the play by number 44, Charles Slapdown.
This is about what I expected, but boy, still just astounding to see. Southeast of Saline leads Lions 46-0 in the 2nd quarter. Still 5 minutes to go before halftime there. On the other game, on the Salina Post Sports Network, Smith Center leads Sacred Heart 28-0. Also in quarter number 2. Here, it's Ashton Sell under center. They want to go to the air here, and there's a wide open receiver, and he dropped it at the 10. Boy, it was a free touchdown. If Jake Jesnowski could have just held on. Central did not defend both of the routes downfield, and boy, you tip your cap to Goddard for trying it, but it's tough on some of those receivers with how few opportunities they get to actually go out and make catches. Again, this is a team that did not attempt to pass until week 3 of the season. They have attempted less than 20 passes in 6 games coming into this one. Here it's second down and 10. Toss to the outside. Stutter step. Move back up to the 30. And it's another strong carry for Micah Johnson. And a timeout is going to be called here by the Lions. They want to talk things over with 1:15 left to go before the halftime break. Still one timeout left in the hip pocket of Tommy Beeson. And a quick reminder, coverage of today's game is brought to you by our friends at 8140 Auto Service, Bennington State Bank, APAC Shears, Elite Sports Paintball Complex, Salina Septic Service, and Commercial Tire Center. And of course, every game of the week brought to you by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. One of the biggest sponsors, obviously, for this game, but also one of the biggest sponsors of high school sports coverage across the state of Kansas. And a big supporter of the good work done on the Salina Post from the written standpoint as well. Also graphics on our Twitter or X or whatever the kids are calling it these days, but be sure to go give us a follow at SPostSports. Here, 1:15 left to go before the halftime break. Again, coming up on the halftime report, we will get you some halftime stats. Also take a look around at other scores and happenings around the world of high school football. Third down and 5, breaking out of a tackle, now trying to get to the sideline. This is Tyson Wallace, still absorbing contact right around the 30, but stopped short. Central cannot stop the clock, so realistically, whatever Goddard is going to do here, they can probably get away with doing it with somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 seconds left in the half. No surprise here. Goddard taking their time. Now they're up to the line. 33 seconds left before halftime. Sell ducks under center. May have just been trying to draw the Mustangs off sides. Seen a lot of that on both sides, and now we've got whistles and I believe a delay of game penalty. Yep, there it is. So it is in fact delay of game called on the visiting Goddard Lions. That will aid in Central's efforts to try to keep points off the board here before the break. Sets up 4th down and 9. See what Goddard's got in store. Sell under center, takes the snap. They do want to go to the air. They've got 4 routes. Sell trying to step up. He lost the football, now picks it back up, and he is going to be wrapped up and brought down at the 30. And with 17 seconds left, I would not be shocked if we see Central try to take a shot, maybe 2 here. Because again, Goddard is going to get the ball to start the third quarter. And if you're Central, what do you really have to lose? You're down 2 possessions. You want to try to get some of that back, and you don't want to give Goddard a chance to melt down that third quarter clock. So for Central, time for a few more plays here if they want to run them. And always, always, always in these situations, keep an eye on number 27. Hunter Mowry lined up in the near slot. Snap back to Jack Gordon. Fires this out. That's Riker Grossner who hauls it in at the 46. Again, Central does not have any timeouts. They cannot stop the clock. See if they want to run a play here or if they want to just spike it. And they will run the play. Trying to comeback screen, and even if they had found Sam Payne, there just was not enough blocking there to get that done. Honestly, may have been a blessing that it goes incomplete for Central, because if you'd caught that, that would have been the end of the half. So here we go. Final play of the half. 3 receivers split off to the left-hand side for Jack Gordon. He'll take the snap. Goddard brings 3. They've got pressure. It's incomplete. And there's still 1 second on the clock. So I spoke a bit too soon, as there will be time for one more attempt at it. And we will see what Central wants to try here. You see the prevent defense look for Goddard, and I can't say as I blame them. They've got 3 defensive backs all the way at their own 20, and Central is going to get 10 free yards and a free first down. The down's inconsequential. The yards are huge. 1 second remaining in the half. Central down by 2 possessions. Snap back to Gordon. Final play of the half. There's the buzzer. Gordon under pressure. Fires, hits his receiver, but it's dropped again. Not that there would have been any room to run. And it's the Goddard Lions who have come into town and take a convincing 26-14 lead into the locker room. We will step away, but when we come back, it's the halftime report. We'll take a look at scores around the state of Kansas. Also, be sure to get you an update on stats, your keys to the second half, and get you back out in time for the second half of play. But again, at the intermission, 26-14 our score. Goddard in the driver's seat here on the Salina Post Game of the Week. It's brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Fall is full of great activities that keep us on the road. When you return to home sweet home, your sewer backing up into the house is the last thing you want to find. Now is the time to dial up Salina Septic Service and their 24-hour service. They will find the problem, fix the problem, and prevent future problems with the Septic Plus Protection Club. Special pricing and worry-free maintenance. Salina Septic Service, taking care of you now and preventing septic problems in the future. Find them online at salinasepticservice.com.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Prime time for exclusive deals. Ram Power Days are back at Marshall Motors in Salina. 2023 Ram Heavy Duties are the trucks you go to work with. And right now, new Ram Heavy Duty trucks have a $2,250 rebate. 2023 Ram 1500 trucks are some of the highest rated trucks on the market. New Ram 1500s are up to $9,000 off. See more with Ram Power Days at marshallmotor.com. And the monster trucks are back in Salina Saturday, October 7th at Marshall Motors in Salina.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital-grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak-Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our 9th Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Fall is full of great activities that keep us on the road. When you return to Home Sweet Home, your sewer backing up into the house is the last thing you want to find. Now is the time to dial up Salina Septic Service and their 24-hour service. They will find the problem, fix the problem, and prevent future problems with the Septic Plus Protection Club. Special pricing and worry-free maintenance. Salina Septic Service, taking care of you now and preventing septic problems in the future. Find them online at salinasepticservice.com.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And with that, I want to welcome you back in here at Salina Stadium. Tyler Henry alongside you. Our score at the break, 26-14, is the lead for the Goddard Lions. They come into town, and they have looked awfully good here to start this game. Let's take a look at how we got here. Central turned the ball over at their own, or rather in Goddard territory at the 25 on their first possession of the game, and it took Goddard just one play to get in the end zone. Again, a 25-yard touchdown run on the first play of the day for quarterback Ashton Sell. His status was up in the air coming into this contest. He has looked awfully good so far, but Central immediately turned around and responded. They put together a long drive, strung it together, and finished it off with a 20-yard touchdown pass from Gordon to Mowry to reclaim the 7-6 lead. On the next kickoff, Goddard muffed it on the attempted return. Central was able to recover it, a de facto onside kick, and Elijah Wilson immediately ran in a 20-yard touchdown run to deliver a 14-6 lead to the homestanding Central Mustangs. But from there, it was all Goddard Lions, and it was all Micah Johnson, who ran in a touchdown from 70 yards out, from 29 yards out, and from 47 yards out. Again, Johnson, the leading rusher on the season, did have over 510 yards, but he only had 5 rushing touchdowns coming into the game. He has 3 of them at the intermission. We will step away, but when we come back, we'll take a look at scores around the state of Kansas on our Salina Surgical Hospital scoreboard. That when we return. But again, for now, it's Goddard in the driver's seat, up 26-14 on Salina Central here at halftime of our Salina Post Game of the Week.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Fall is full of great activities that keep us on the road. When you return to home sweet home, your sewer backing up into the house is the last thing you want to find. Now is the time to dial up Salina Septic Service and their 24-hour service. They will find the problem, fix the problem, and prevent future problems with the Septic Plus Protection Club. Special pricing and worry-free maintenance. Salina Septic Service, taking care of you now and preventing septic problems in the future. Find them online at salinasepticservice.com.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And with that, we are back here in Salina, Kansas. Tyler Henry alongside you. Time for us to take a look around at some area scores on our area scoreboard, presented by Salina Surgical Hospital. Of course, here it is Goddard leading the way 26-14. Elsewhere in ABCTL action, Eisenhower leads Salina South 42-0. Wamego is up 28-0 on Clearwater. Abilene is also up 28-0, though they lead the way over Augusta. Chapman is on top of Heston at the break 19-8, and Rock Creek is down to Clay Center 20-6. Taking a look at some scores between our 8-man and 2A teams, Southeast of Saline holds a 53-0 lead over the Lions at the half. Ellsworth, just behind them in the rankings at number 5, is up 21-0 on Halstead. Minneapolis leads Remington 28-0, and Smith Center leads Sacred Heart 36-0. Then there's a bit of a mystery score, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do not know for sure what happened because the game was chugging along just as is. It seemed like it was on pace. As far as I understand it, it was a 7 o'clock kickoff between El Saline and Washington County. That game has been declared final, and the El Saline Cardinals got a 56-0 victory. Again, that is the first final from the area to be passed along to us. Again, here it is 26-14, the Goddard Lions in the driver's seat. We will have more around the corner as we take one final break here at the half. But again, we will get you back out for the second half of play. It'll be Goddard with the football when we return here on the Salina Post Game of the Week.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Great service on your car shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg. Find affordable, trustworthy, friendly service for your brakes, AC, tune-ups, and oil changes at 8140 Auto Service, where modern vehicle knowledge meets classic friendly service.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
This October, the Zombies are coming to Elite Sports Paintball Complex, and we need to prepare now. Here's what you should know. There will be a limited number of people each night for the Zombie Expedition. The best way to secure your spot for the upcoming Zombie Expedition is to reserve your space now. Don't miss out. We need your help in fighting zombies. Tickets are available right now at zombieexpedition.com.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital-grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak-Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our 9th Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
And with that, I want to welcome you back here inside Salina Stadium. Tyler Henry alongside you, Avery Cadle handling all of the camera duties today, and Salina Central trailing the Goddard Lions 26-14. Tell you what, though, if there's one thing that we've learned about Salina Central this year, they do not play in many games that are not, at the very least, critically entertaining down the stretch. And let's not forget, this is the same Central team that had to pull off a big victory 3 weeks ago. It was a fake extra point that led to a 2-point conversion as they were able to escape with a victory over Andover. 2 weeks ago, they held off Valley Center at the last minute. Last week, they did the same to defeat a very good Andover Central team, and they're going to be called upon for some late heroics here against a very good Goddard Lion team. That Goddard Lion team will start this drive at the 25-yard line, as that is where the tackle is made. And here they come. Let's remind you, Ashton Sell at quarterback. The combination of Micah Johnson, Tyson Wallace, and Mason Healy are your running backs today for Goddard. And that group has been getting it done all season long, but tonight it really truly has been the Micah Johnson show, as he has rushed for well over 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. Again, his season total coming into this game, just 5 on the year. Wind continues to howl here. It's a awfully chilly October evening, and here is the toss to the outside. Once again, they will give it to their guy, Micah Johnson, and Johnson will find his way ahead for about 4 yards. But with a 2-score lead, expect Goddard to try to milk some clock. And I know I keep saying that. I sound like a broken record, but that is their game. I mean, that's what they've done to people all season long, and this is a dream scenario for them, as they find themselves very much in the driver's seat and content to run some of that clock. Here is, boy, we got flags from all over the place, and wonder if this isn't a false start against the Lions, and it is. So that will back Goddard up by about 5 yards. It's a great situation to be in if you're Central, as you've got an opportunity here if you can stop this next running play for a short gain and then get another stop. Just trying to get Goddard's offense off the field. Easier said than done, though. That's what Goddard did to Andover Central earlier this season. They defeated Andover Central 35-21, and that's an Andover Central team that will typically average between 12 to 14 possessions per game. Goddard allowed them to have just 9, as there is another strong run up the right side, just bobbing and weaving in and out of defenders. It's Micah Johnson again, and credit him with about 13 on the gain, as he sets his team up in a much more manageable 3rd down and 4. That Central defense forced to do what every team that's faced Goddard this year has been forced to do, and that's just kind of stand around and play the waiting game. But here come the Lions up to the line. Sell under center, takes the snap, direct handoff to the H-back. Boy, he had a lane, and that Central safety, really both of these Central safeties, Des Gibson and Levi Losi, have been awfully busy today, and not in the way that you'd want them to be. They have been tasked with being the last man back to make a stop on a number of plays, and Jacob Esparza is down right now for Goddard. And they will get him some medical attention. It's never what you want to see, as Goddard will take a look at him, and we will take a moment to remind you that today's game is presented by Sage Products. Sage Products of Salina is your supplier for janitorial products for your business or home. From paper towels to soap and items from ceiling to floor, you will see products from Sage, and you can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. And this is what you want to see. Jacob Esparza is up. He is walking off the field under his own power. And the Central defense will be tasked with Another first down and 10 to defend as Goddard continues to just march the ball down the field. They've done an excellent job so far in this game, but it's been the home run plays that they traditionally don't get that have really been the hallmark of their success. And it's going to be another gain of 8, this time for Mason Healy off the right guard. And Goddard just continuing to play smash mouth power run football. Central defense back out here on 2nd down and 2. That offense has got to be antsy right now on the sidelines, hoping that they get another crack. To be fair, they haven't turned the ball over. I mean, a couple turnovers on downs, but no fumbles or interceptions to speak of. But there's Goddard, and there's another 4-yard gain for Tyson Wallace. Another interesting thing that we heard from Tommy Beeson in our pregame chat. Said a lot of teams like to run a power run style of offense like what Goddard does, but not a lot of them are willing to just line up and run it over and over again in practice. Full contact, full pads, full speed. A lot of times guys get worried about wearing them out, but he wants his players to experience what it's like to be in a game situation like this, and Goddard has certainly looked better for it. This is a Goddard team that's had a lot of success under the 6th-year head coach. As another handoff will go up the middle. This time it is run by Tyson Wallace, and it is good for a gain of about, call it 6 to set up 2nd down and 4. Time continues to be a factor and will be even more so down the stretch. 8:30 left on the clock here. Again, 12-minute quarters in the high school game. And here is that trio back set. You don't see a lot of this at any level, but it works out to perfection for Ashton Sell. You've got really, you've just got 3 backs in kind of an arrow formation behind the quarterback. And on that occasion, they just run it straight up the gut with the quarterback, and everybody was waiting for some form of handoff that never came. Very patient are the Lions. Back to the line here with 10 left on the play clock. Another short toss and another gain of about 7 or 8. It's Micah Johnson who gets the give this time around, and this offense just continues at times to look unstoppable. You hear coaches talk about this a lot, the concept of running downhill. And that is exactly what Goddard is doing. But I also like it's just a little simple toss motion that they run, mostly with Johnson, but it gets him a full head of steam before he even touches the football. And by the time he cuts it up, I mean, not only does it give him more speed to cut through holes, but he's also capable of running guys over. 2nd down and 4. Haven't really needed a 3rd down at any point here, have the Lions, and they won't here either, as Mason Healy takes the give up to about the 18-yard line. And now it's the Goddard Lions that are inside the red zone. And all the while, that clock continues to run as we have almost seen half of the 3rd quarter come off the clock, and Central's offense has yet to touch the football. This is vintage Goddard right here. I mean, this is what they do. And they've been doing it to folks since the beginning of the season. You look at their 2 losses, 14-6 at the hands of Valley Center, 42-21 at the hands of Maize South. There was one common denominator in those 2 losses. It was turnovers. As they turned the ball over 7 times in their 2 losses, they turned the ball over just 3 times in their 4 wins. And when they can play possession football like this, when they can really lean into basically just playing a big old 11-on-11 game of keep away, I mean, that is where Goddard is at their best. And they've looked awfully good here today. That, I believe, is the shortest gain of this whole drive. You have to be wary of the big play. You also have to be wary of the pass if you're Central, you don't want to get lulled to sleep here. Quick toss, again to the inside. And again, it will go for a gain of about 5. And set up now, 3rd down and 3, and what I believe is the first 3rd down of this drive. Goddard has not needed many downs to move the chains throughout the course of the drive. And all the while, they continue to take bite after bite after bite out of that clock. We are now over halfway through the 3rd quarter. This is the first drive. Goddard's got it right now at the 10-yard line. Sell lines up under center. Back comes in motion. It's going to be a straight give up the gut, and he will get to the 6-yard line. That'll be enough to move the chains. It keeps the clock moving, and more importantly for Goddard, it is now 1st down and goal, or it should be 1st down and goal. Not sure what they're waiting on here. The initial ref on the sideline marked it off like it was going to be a 1st down. The white hat moved it back behind the line. Now they will motion for the sticks to move. And yeah, here we go. 1st down and 10. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 7-yard line. Goddard moving the football like a slow and steady machine. There has not been any urgency to their game, nor does there need to be. Sell under center, takes the snap, wants to give it off to the outside, and it's going to be touchdown number 4 for Micah Johnson. This one comes from 6 yards out, and it really, truly has become the Micah Johnson show. Again, 5 rushing touchdowns coming into today. That through 6 games of action, 4 rushing touchdowns in this game alone for the 5'11", 175-pound senior. And he has just been taking it wherever he wants to. But you got to give a ton of credit to the guys up front that have helped and aided in this. As Sell will take a direct snap, and boy, that was awfully easy. Little resistance, and the 2-point conversion is good. That gets Goddard an even bigger lead. They stretch it to 3 possessions. 34-14 is the advantage for the visiting Lions. Back with more when we return. You are watching the Salina Post Game of the Week, here presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Well, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. This was a back-and-forth affair early. Again, Goddard led 6-0, then Central led 7-6, then 14-6, then it was tied, and then Goddard took the lead 20-14, and they have not looked back as the Lions move up from 20-14 to 26, now to 34. And that last drive, we'll get to the numbers in a moment, but it ate up 2/3 of the quarter as this kick goes out of bounds. That'll be a penalty and decent field position to start here for Salina Central. But you go back and take a look at our Marshall Motors scoring drive recap. Don't have the exact number of plays, but 7 minutes and 30 seconds is what Goddard was able to eat off of the clock. And that was another thing that we heard. I know I keep referencing my conversation with Tommy Beeson. I'd like it on the record, though. Typically, again, we are the Salina Post Game of the Week, and we make no claims that our connection is to anybody else. I mean, we cover Salina Central. I've had a chance to write written coverage of Salina Central for the better part of the last 4 to 5 years. We don't have any direct connection to Goddard, but we try to make these broadcasts about as neutral as possible. But even with that, usually you have good but not great conversations with opposing coaches. Tommy Beeson, I mean, he really just opened up the door and said, what do you got for me? I mean, he was willing to answer any question. He gave us a ton of insight about Goddard and really, I mean, helped me as a broadcaster better represent the kids here for the Goddard Lions. But one of the things that he told me, all that to say, coming back to our conversation, he said, look, if we get a lead in this game, I mean, we're going to basically trying to bring this game to a screeching halt. And it's very much by design. It's because they do not want this offense on the field. And I don't blame them. Still one of the most potent offenses in the state, as there goes Jack Gordon up the middle for a big old gain, and he'll find his way to the 43-yard line. That's a little spark back into the Salina Central side of things. But that's the thing with Central. I mean, regardless of how good Goddard has played, and let's be honest, how Goddard has outplayed them in this game, Salina Central is never really ever truly out of it. I mean, this offense is a powder keg, and they can go off at seemingly any time. Gordon here ducks back in the shotgun. 2 receivers split off to either side. Now he'll motion his running back off to his right-hand side. That's Elijah Wilson. Again, wanting to go to the air, over the middle, has a receiver, and it's just incomplete at the 20. And that has just been, I mean, right there has been the story of the game for Central, as a lot of these incompletions have just been off the hands of the receivers, and there is one of the best in the state, and Hunter Mowry, who just could not quite haul it in. The route running has been there. The balls have been delivered. Just got to haul them in. 2nd and 10, handoff Wilson. Up the left side, up to about the 40-yard line. Call it a gain of maybe 4. And that brings up a 3rd down and 6. And in addition to sucking the time off the clock, Goddard has really sucked the energy out of the stadium. I mean, it has gone almost eerily quiet here on the Central sideline with 2:55 left to play. If you're the Mustangs, you need points. I mean, you need at least 6 on this drive, because we just watched Goddard take 7:30 off the clock. They do that again. This game is about wrapped up. Mustangs with a big 3rd and 6 coming here. They want to go up the middle with Gordon again. And, yep, fool me one time, shame on you. But not fooled twice is the Goddard defense. They come up with a stop. Now it's 4th down and 4. And if you're Central, it feels like this has to be 4-down territory. You're down 3 possessions. You really don't have a choice right here. And they will bring their big blocking tight end, Tyrus Young, off the field. They're going to run a play here. 4th down and 4. 4 wideouts for Salina Central. Gordon looks over for the play. Now takes the snap. Wants to throw this over the middle. Again, has a wide open receiver. It's going to be caught at the 5, at the goal line. Touchdown, Salina Central. Boy, they needed that one in a bad, bad way. And Jack Gordon delivered an absolute strike. That will go down the field for 27 yards. And I believe it was Hunter Mowry who hauls in his 2nd touchdown catch of the day. And the Mustangs are back in business with a chance here at the PAT, trying to bring this game just a little bit closer with 1:50 left to go. Snap is good. The kick is up. And the kick is no good. Either way, it's a 14-point game. And Hunter Mowry hauls in one of the biggest touchdowns of the year for Salina Central. We'll step away, but when we come back, it's the Central defense looking for a big stop. Goddard will get the ball back here up 34-20 on the Salina Post Game of the Week.
Fall is full of great activities that keep us on the road. When you return to home sweet home, your sewer backing up into the house is the last thing you want to find. Now is the time to dial up Salina Septic Service and their 24-hour service. They will find the problem, fix the problem, and prevent future problems with the Septic Plus Protection Club. Special pricing and worry-free maintenance. Salina Septic Service, taking care of you now and preventing septic problems in the future. Find them online at salinasepticservice.com.
Salina Central's offense had not scored since back in the first quarter on that Elijah Wilson 20-yard touchdown run. It was just their 3rd possession of the game. And since then, they had been held completely in check by this Goddard team. And that's exactly what we've heard, and that's what both coaches understand about Central. Like I said before, during that drive, they're never out of a game. And that right there is why the explosive capability of this offense, and you see it on full display. Now the question is, can a very tired defense find a way to get a stop? It's going to be a high kickoff, fair catch called for, right about the 33-yard line. And here's where Central's going to get its biggest test of the day, because on that last drive, I mean, there were maybe 3 running plays that Goddard ran that did not pick up 5 or more yards. And if you're Central, not only do you have to get off the field here, you need to get off the field relatively quickly, because the longer the drive goes, the more tired that defense gets, and the more this really starts to tilt in Goddard's favor as the 2 numbers on the clock that matter for them. Obviously, the point total where they've got the lead, but they're going to try to eat up as much of this clock as they can. Clock's not running right now, but even on 1st and 10, taking their time, making the Central defense think about it, maybe overthink it a little bit. And here they come. Biggest drive of the day for the Central defense here late in the 3rd quarter. Toss to the outside. Micah Johnson is going to be grabbed. He will be dropped at the line of scrimmage, and Central comes up with a good hold here, although, again, even in the scrum of bodies there, it's still somehow a gain of 3 for Micah Johnson, who's already got 4 rushing touchdowns on the day. Sets up a 2nd down and 6. Goddard's last drive, again, took 7 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock. Central came back and scored in a matter of minutes. Now it's Goddard back to work. So a delayed handoff on the outside. That's going to go for a loss, and to Central's credit, they find a way to shove Mason Healy out of bounds. That'll stop the clock here and drag him back. So it's a loss of 2 as we are inside the final minute of the quarter. And actually, they must have said that with the forward progress, he was marked down before he was pushed out, because that clock continues to run. Goddard really only has to run 1 more play if they want, and then they can take it into the 4th. And they still hold a 14-point lead. Here's the snap, delayed toss to the outside, looking to break it out, looking for the seam, and finding enough for the 1st down and more up to about midfield. It's Micah Johnson, and he continues to be just a problem that Central seemingly has no answer for. Now we've got a blocker for Goddard that is down here on the near side of the field. And you see them stretching him out. Normally if a player, I mean, again, we don't speculate on injuries, but if a player is letting his friends stretch him out, you hope that means it's nothing too serious. In the meantime, I want to remind you that coverage of today's game is brought to you by our friends at 8140 Auto Service, Commercial Tire Center, Salina Septic Service, Bennington State Bank, APAC Shears, Elite Sports Paintball Complex, and Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. And there you go. Able to get up and walk off under his own power here. That's Nathan Kimball, the right tackle. And the only position where there is not a second player on the 2-deep. Wonder if that might mean that we see Matrix Eames, who is listed as the backup left tackle. With the stoppage, 15 seconds left in the 3rd quarter here. And that means time for 1 more play. On the Goddard side of things, again with a 34-20 lead. It's been a good game so far, start to finish. And here we go, 1 more play here in the quarter. Back in the wishbone, Sell under center, handoff up the gut. That's going to be good for a gain of 8. And it keeps the clock running all the way down to the end of quarter number 3. So when we come back, it'll be 2nd down and 1 for the Goddard Lions. Again, they hold the lead right now, 34-20. You're watching right here on the Salina Post Game of the Week.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our 9th Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Here's Tyler Henry.
Welcome back here on the campus of Salina Central. Tyler Henry with you here at Salina Stadium, and it's the Mustangs trying to get the defense off the field. That third quarter saw 2.5 drives. That was it. A long drive for Goddard, who continue to plunge ahead here. That'll move the chains and keep the clock moving. Then a quick scoring drive for Salina Central that resulted in the touchdown pass to Hunter Mowry. And then this drive, which spills over into the fourth, but this is what Goddard wanted. They got the 2-score lead, and since then they've just been content to kind of dink and dunk their way down the field. And little by little, eat up the clock, build their lead, and continue to just wear down this Central defense, which in terms of time of possession, they spent a lot of time on the field tonight. Here's another handoff. Again, it goes to Micah Johnson. And again, he will get about 5 yards, but I mean, every play is picking up between 4 and 7 right now for Goddard. It was the same on their last drive, and I don't know if they necessarily made any halftime adjustments or if they just got a chance to come out rested. But either way, they've looked excellent here in the second half. And really, they have outplayed Central throughout the course of the game since the second quarter. Central came out and they delivered a couple of big haymakers. They forced the turnover on the kickoff. Their offense was able to score on back-to-back drives. But since then, Goddard has just been the bigger, more physical team. Here is a big mistake. This is going to be a huge loss. Central still fighting for the football. They're going to down Goddard at the 49-yard line. That is the biggest play of the day so far for the Mustangs, because they are going to take him back all the way to the 46-yard line. And for a team that wants to consistently run the ball for 6 to 7 yards of play, now you're looking at 3rd down and 16. And if you're Central, you're looking for a chance to maybe pick off a pass if they go that way, or perhaps Goddard just keeps it on the ground. Biggest play of the day for the Central defense. They will put 4 on the line of scrimmage. It's another toss to the outside. This is Micah Johnson. He'll look for a seam. He will not find one. The football comes out, and did Central get it? They might have, and they did. Oh my goodness, Salina Central with the big stop on one play, a fumble recovery on the very next, and all of a sudden, here come the Mustangs. Boy, we call them the cardiac kids for a reason, never out of it. And now a chance for Salina Central, unbelievably, to trim this down to a one-possession game if their offense can make some magic happen here. Goddard said the one thing they can't afford is turnovers, and it's a costly one there, but on the very next play, Elijah Wilson is going to find a whole lot of nothing up the middle. Most of Central's success tonight has come through the air, and we'll see if they try to air it out again here. The other advantage, if you do have an incompletion, stops the clock. Keep an eye on Hunter Mowry in the slot at the bottom of your screen. Right now, just one-on-one coverage. I mean, we've seen Mowry beat guys in situations like this an awful lot this year. Gordon looking the other way this time. Will get it out to Grossner, who hauls it in. And Riker Grossner will find about 6 yards, and that'll help Central with a much more manageable now 3rd down. And is this a late flag? I believe we've got a late flag. We do have a late flag. Goddard has had some issues with penalties tonight. If this goes against Central, I mean, that is just a backbreaker. And let's get the call here from the White Hat down there on the field.
Personal foul.
Wow, so it's a face mask against Goddard. And not only is that going to gift wrap a bunch of yards to Salina Central, but it's an automatic 1st down, and they want to go up tempo here. Central back in the shotgun with Gordon. Clock will wind. Here we go. 4-step drop for Gordon. It's another design screen. He'll dump it off. This is Elijah Wilson. Wilson's got a crease. He's up to the 20. Wilson turns on the afterburners, and he's inside the 5-yard line. Salina Central continues to march down the field. You give them an inch, they'll take you a mile. And it's SC with 1st and goal, looking to make this a 1-possession game. Boy, never say die for Salina Central. Here is a handoff to Wilson on the outside. He'll cut it back, still looking for the goal line, and he'll be awfully close, but he is going to be stopped here. And that'll set up a 2nd down and goal from the 1. Don't forget, earlier in this game, Central had 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Goddard kept them out of the end zone. Mustangs will bring in somebody new. It's Parker Graves, sophomore outside linebacker. Here's the handoff, and oh no. Boy, they tried to give that to Wilson, and Wilson found absolutely nothing. And it's Goddard that so far has managed to stand tall here. Central gets 2 more cracks at it. 7:45 left to go in the ball game. But the Mustangs still down 2 scores. They need this one. And time is going to be a factor. Remember, Goddard's longest drive of the game. If they run that back, that's it. Central's got to get 6 here. Gordon back in the shotgun, and a timeout will be called. And yeah, I think Central wants to talk this over. And they do. Can't blame them here. You got to make sure you get this right. Yes, you do technically have another play to try to make something happen, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't say this is the ball game right here, because obviously there's a lot more football left to play, but you need a quick score, and you got to find a way to turn it around and then get your defense off the field and give yourself realistically one more chance at the end. And if it comes down to the wire, I mean, Salina Central, you can't say they don't like entertaining games. Look at their last couple of matchups here. They won 25-24 over Andover Central last week. They held on to win 34-31 over Valley Center 2 weeks ago, and they escaped with a 22-21 win over Andover the week before that. Every game has been an entertaining one, and you couldn't ask for anything more here. But here we go. Salina Central puts the offense back on the field. 3rd down and goal from the 1. Elijah Wilson lined up to the right of Jack Gordon. Extra blocking help in front. Here's the snap. Handoff Wilson. Stuffed on the first effort. They will try to push the pile, but Goddard once again stands tall. Oh, no, and you can't do that. I don't know who it was that threw that football, but whoever it was, I think it was on Central. That's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct. If it's on Goddard, it's half the distance to the goal. Whoever it was, that is not something you can afford right now. Somebody just spiked the football right in front of the referee. Instead of handing it to him, just spiked it. And it was Salina Central. Oh my goodness. I don't know who that was on, and I'm not going to hunt around to try to find who it was. But if you're Central, I mean, that, you just can't have that. It's plain and simple. You cannot have that. 15-yard penalty And now 4th down and goal from the 2 turns into 4th down and goal from the 16. A boneheaded penalty. And now Central needs a miracle. Do they have one in them? Flushed out of the pocket here is Gordon. Fires to the corner. And he's got the catch for a touchdown. Sam Payne, are you kidding me? Standing all alone in the corner of the end zone. He had a defender right on top of him. And I think this is coming back for a hold. Oh no. This would be the 2nd touchdown of the day for Salina Central, wiped out by a flag. And it's coming back. Wow. Earlier, it was Hunter Mowry who hauled one in. It was called back for a hold then. It's called back for a hold now. How about 4th and goal from the 26? I have never seen this. Gordon rolls out to his left. Does he have another one in him? Fires this one. Looking the same way! Did he catch that? He did not. They rule incomplete. Boy, that was awfully close. They went back to the well looking for Sam Payne, and it's broken up. And that might be the ball game right there, because with 6:52 left to go, here comes a rested Goddard offense with a 2-possession lead. And if you're Goddard, you're not necessarily looking to score here. Now it really is a game of keep away. Central had their chances, but you gotta ask yourself if that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty just lost Central this football game. So here come the Lions, looking to line the nails up around the Central coffin. Handoff up the middle, big lane, and it's going to be a 1st down, 11 yards on the first carry of the drive. And this time around, it's Tyson Wallace.
Got her allowed 1st and 10. They're on 38-yard line.
So again, Central, they had 3rd and goal from the 1. They turned it over after scoring a touchdown that was called back for a hold after an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And now it's Goddard. We'll get nothing on this play. The one thing that could turn the tide here this late, potentially, would be another turnover, but you just can't count on that against a Goddard team that's been pretty good about ball security, especially in games like this. Keep an eye on the clock as well. 5:53 left to go, and it's still a 2-possession game. Goddard still content to take their time. Now they'll get up to the line in a hurry. 2 set back. Flag is thrown. This is going to be offsides. Is breaking through the line again is Micah Johnson. And whatever this is, I believe it's going to be against Central. As if it is a pre-snap penalty called against the offense for player safety reasons, they will blow it dead. As we've got another player down and getting worked on, down on the sideline.
2nd down, official timeout, injured player.
And there is the official timeout for the player down on the field. Well, just a reminder, tune into KINA tonight at 10 o'clock for the Kansas High School Football Scoreboard Show. Hear scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas, brought to you by Holm Automotive Centers and Salina Surgical Hospital, also heard on 910KINA.com. And also, while we're talking about football teams from the city of Salina, I want to remind you that the Kansas Wesleyan Coyotes will be back in action tomorrow as they make the trek to Kansas City to take on the Avila Eagles. It's the first game of divisional play, and it comes to you with a 1 o'clock kickoff, a 12 o'clock pregame start, we'll have that one for you on KINA as well. That's 9:10 a.m. or 107.5 FM. And hope to see you there for some Coyote football tomorrow. Here it's Goddard with a 2nd down and 15 coming up here. And like I said before, really looking to just run the clock out every bit as much as they're looking to score. And another flag is thrown. It's going to be a sizable chunk gain, but we'll see if this may also be coming back. And it is, in fact, called against the Goddard Lions once again. Got the first late final on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard, or correction, on our Salina Surgical Hospital scoreboard. That was a reflex. The Southeast of Saline Trojans defeat the Lions 60-7. Here it's a 2-possession lead for the visiting Goddard Lions with 4:55 remaining. And a 2nd down and, about 2nd down in Goddard High School to go. Toss to the outside. That's going nowhere. Central swallowed him up. And Micah Johnson finds nothing to set up a 3rd down and 21. Again, just a reminder, we'll have other scores for you on the post-game check of our Salina Surgical Hospital area scoreboard. Got a couple of finals coming in already from around the state. Again, earlier, 56-0, the final. El Saline gets the victory over Washington County. Here we go, 3rd down and 21. And another false start. And it's just falling apart at the seams for Goddard here. Trying to break the record maybe for the longest 3rd down in history. They got a ways to go. If you'll remember the Louisiana Tech game from a few years back. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I am going to highly recommend that anybody that just heard that and didn't know what it was, go on YouTube and just look up Louisiana Tech 3rd and long. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. 3rd down, and according to the scoreboard, 24 yards. Sell under center. Fakes the toss. And they're going to go even further backwards here. Boy, the motion just did not work. And they're gonna spot this down at the 13-yard line. This is incredible. 4th down and 35. Central with a chance to return this punt, but time continues to tick here. By the time they punt this away, we're going to be under 3 minutes to go in this one. Low snap in the end zone. Got to get this off. It's going to be blocked, and Central's on top of it. Salina Central comes up with the recovery. Was it in the end zone or was it at the goal line? It's in the end zone, and Central has scored. Boy, out of absolutely nowhere, a special teams breakdown is going to gift wrap 6 points to the Central Mustangs. And the Cardiac Kids may just have one last gasp in them. You have got to be kidding me. It's a punt blocked and recovered in the end zone by the Mustangs.
Good job, Bobby!
Unbelievable. Extra point is on the way. It is good. And against all the odds, it's a one-score ball game. Central trails it 34-27. Likely an onside kick when we return. We'll take a quick break, but buckle up, folks. Central might be trying to do it again. Back with more on the Game of the Week when we return after this.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Well, there have been few guarantees in life this year. Death, taxes, and the Salina Central Mustangs keeping it close late in games. And again, they drove Goddard back into a 4th and 35. They forced them to punt it in their own end zone, blocked it, and recovered it in the end zone for the touchdown. And now, I believe we're going to see the onside try here. It's Elijah Duxler to kick this for Central. It's a slew of Mustangs, a herd if you will, here on the near side. Duxler puts one hand in the air. Do the Mustangs have another vintage moment in them? He will try to run the old play where the returner gets on it, or the kicker gets on it himself, and Central recovers. There's a late flag on the far side of the field. We're going to have to check. Because if that didn't go 10 yards, and I think that's the case that Tommy Beeson is making right now, it looked like Duxler got on it, and where they spot it right here, it's shy of the line. But I think Central stayed in the case that it went off of a Goddard Lion, and if it does that, it's fair game. The question is, did it hit somebody for Goddard before Central recovered? Let's hear the call. And Central's got it. You have got to be kidding me. I've seen a lot of crazy things out of this Central squad this year. This is unlike anything else. And ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, strap in, whatever you got to do, because here come the Mustangs. 2:44 left to go. 34-27 our score. Jack Gordon takes the snap. It's a handoff on the left side, and it'll go for a short gain here to Elijah Wilson. Central was dead in the water 5 minutes ago. They had no chance. This game was over. And from the ashes, the Mustangs have risen to give Jack Gordon and this offense one last chance to get their team back in it. Let's also not forget, a couple of missed PATs, or rather missed two-point conversion attempts, have allowed Central to be within 7 here, and they want to keep it on the ground. Wilson plunges ahead for a short gain. It'll set up 3rd down and 5. But Central has done a majority of their damage through the air today. And you wonder if they're going to go to the air here. Obviously 4-down territory the rest of the way. Clock continues to run. Central maybe trying to take some off now. Here's Gordon, takes the drop. He is going to be under pressure. Fires over the middle. He's got Riker Grosner. Grosner to the 5. Grosner to the end zone. Touchdown Salina Central. And the Mustangs have come back from the brink out of absolutely nowhere in what could be your game of the year. I do not believe what we are witnessing at Salina Stadium tonight. This is absolute madness. And Central is a PAT away from tying it. Now don't forget, tuck it in the back of your mind, Central faked a PAT and went for 2 earlier. I don't think they're going to try that here. They do still have to sort it out. And they will. They run the fake. It's a reverse on a jump pass to the end zone. Central has it. And it's Riker Grosner who hauls it in. Salina Central has the lead with 1:32 to go. Are you kidding me? Absolute pandemonium here at Salina Stadium. I cannot fathom what we have just seen. I mean, again, this game was over 7 minutes ago. Salina Central, let's run it back for just a moment. A blocked field goal, or a blocked punt in the end zone to get a touchdown. A recovered onside kick. A touchdown bomb to Riker Grossner from about 49 yards away. And then a fake PAT reverse jump pass to take the lead on a 2-point conversion. This is insanity. Wow. I'm speechless. This is astounding. Not over yet, but Central is well on their way to one of the most unlikely wins of the whole season. Gotta stop the kick returner here though for Goddard, who looks to bounce it to the outside, looking for room, up across, he's got a seam, he's got one man to beat, now he's down the sideline, he is gonna go all the way down to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Goddard! And of course, who else would it be but Micah Johnson, his 5th touchdown of the day, and the craziest game of the year just keeps on giving. Oh my! This is, look, I've been calling high school football for close to 9 years now. I've never seen a game like this, ever, in my life. And it's not over. 1:18 to go. Wow. I said buckle up, and I hope you did. Goddard ahead now, 40-35. And unbelievably, we're not done yet. Central is going to get another chance here, assuming that Goddard kicks it off normally, to put the offense back on the field and look for one last lightning strike here in this game. That was an 85-yard touchdown return for Micah Johnson. Still trying to catch things up here just in my game notes. And we still have yet to have, again, there was a timeout called, there was no PAT attempted, and I think, wisely, we are going to see Goddard go for 2. A 5-point lead doesn't do anything for you. A 7-point lead, now a touchdown and an extra point, is not enough to beat you. So here we go. Goddard will line it up. They want to go for 2. And here it is off the right side. It's going to be awfully close, and they got it. 7-point Goddard lead with 1:18 left to go. It's 42-35 Lions. And that is an absolutely huge conversion. Central got beat to the edge, but again, Micah Johnson has done it all today for Goddard High. And yeah, I mean, this game has gone absolutely crazy. All the way down the stretch. Undoubtedly one of the wildest games you will see this year. And I mean that at any level. NFL, college, it does not matter. You will not see drama like this anywhere else. Now the question is, how does Goddard want to play the kickoff? Because you don't want to give great field position to Central, but you don't want to risk them doing to you what you just did to them with an excellent return. They've been kicking short to that far sideline seemingly all night. And you wonder if they might try it again here. Lined up back deep to return is Riker Grossner for Salina Central. Kick is going to be a fair catch. It's called for at the 35. And one last time, here comes the Central offense. Boy, I mean, goosebumps just thinking about this. Here on senior night, the seniors have shown out. Jack Gordon has been excellent. Elijah Wilson has been excellent. Gordon's a junior. But still, Central is going to get one last chance with 1:18 left to go. Here we go. First down and 10. Snap back to Gordon, rolling out to the right-hand side. He's got time, but he's running out of field, and he will just throw that away. It's incomplete, and it brings up second down and 10. I mean, again, the final 5 minutes of this game have just gone nuts. Clock stops and allows Central to take a moment, take a breath, and get this next play in. Second and 10, handoff Wilson up the middle, that's going nowhere. And with 1:07 left to go, time's gonna continue to wind. Coach Sandbo sprinting over to the referee. I think he wanted timeout earlier than that and wasn't granted it. Now you got a player down on the field. And that is not what you want to see, as we have got an injured Mustang writhing in pain. And is that Jack Gordon? Trying to look at the guys that are over in the huddle right now for Salina Central, and I'm not seeing Gordon among them. I'm going to break out the binoculars here and see if I can't take a look. That is the one piece in all of this that Salina Central cannot afford to lose, not only in this game, but, I mean, again, for the rest of their season. And for the most part, they had avoided the injury bug. But they lost one of their biggest pieces in Gunnar Gross. And yeah, that is Jack Gordon down on the far side of the field. And suddenly, all of the excitement, all of the energy has just been dwarfed by this. It will get him up and on his feet. But he is very, very slow to come off. And boy, not putting any weight, and I mean any weight, on that left foot right now. Our thoughts and hopes are with that young man right now, that he will be able to make a recovery. But in the meantime, actually, wait, no, hold up. Trying to see, this may not have been, nope, that may not have been Gordon. That was not Gordon. Gordon is still in the game. That was Elijah Wilson, the running back. And that is my mistake. I mean, the sentiment remains, but it is the quarterback, or the running back, and not the quarterback. Either way, here we go. Gordon on the run, firing back across his body. It's incomplete, but that's pass interference. It's going to be 15 yards and a first down given here to the Mustangs. And all of a sudden, the energy is returned to this crowd a bit, as that is the best case scenario. It stops the clock, you get the yardage, and it's an automatic first down. This game far from over with 51 seconds remaining. And Gordon still in the game. You lose really the only top rushing option that you've had, but you're not looking to run the ball here. First down and 10 from the 49. Central looking to pull off the unthinkable. Gordon back in the shotgun, has time, fires to the sideline, hits Grosser. Did he get a foot down? He did. So it's going to be a first down. It stops the clock with 46 seconds left, and it's Central on the march. This is absolutely massive. Again, this game has seen 3 lead changes in the final 5 minutes. And you got to keep an eye on the top 2 receivers, Hunter Mowry and Riker Grosser, each lined up in the right slot. Snap back to Gordon, 4-step drop, has time, now under pressure, flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his right, wants to air one out deep to the end zone. He's got a man, a one-handed snag. There's no way he came down with that. There's no way he came down with that. Goddard has a player that's running off the field with the football. I think the referee motioned he was out. Obviously, if Goddard has it, it's an interception and it's the ball game. And are they saying he caught that and stayed in bounds? They are. And that's going to do it. Wow, so an interception in the end zone by the Goddard Lions. And they're going to hang on for dear life. This should be victory formation, and it is. Ashton Sell will take a knee. And the final 30 seconds are going to come off the clock in the single craziest game of high school football that I have ever seen. Both teams are going to shake hands here as they line it up, and the final 10 seconds come off the clock. Central will fall to 5-2. Goddard improves to 5-2. And in all of the madness, our thoughts are with Elijah Wilson. Hopefully, he is able to make a full recovery as we saw him taken off. But what a game, what a night for some high school football. When all's said and done, the Goddard Lions get the win 42-35. UConn are right here on our Salina Post Game of the Week. We will be back with post-game coverage after this here on the Salina Post Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Fall is full of great activities that keep us on the road. When you return to home sweet home, your sewer backing up into the house is the last thing you want to find. Now is the time to dial up Salina Septic Service and their 24-hour service. They will find the problem, fix the problem, and prevent future problems with the Septic Plus Protection Club. Special pricing and worry-free maintenance. Salina Septic Service, taking care of you now and preventing septic problems in the future. Find them online at salinasepticservice.com.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Welcome back in here on the postgame show. Tyler Henry here to help put the finishing touches on one of, if not the single craziest game any of us will witness all year long. No hyperbole, full stop. That was something to behold for sure. And as we start to kind of wrap things up here, let's take a look at a couple of things. First of all, just the scoring recap and some of the big drives that got us to where we did. 5 different touchdowns in this game, the same number that he had coming in on the season for Micah Johnson. 4 of them on the ground, 1 of them on the biggest play of the day, and ultimately the one that delivers Goddard the victory. And let's go ahead and just break down the final 5 minutes of this game, because it looked like Central was done in this game. Goddard fumbled. Central drove it all the way down the field. They had 4th and goal from the 1-yard line, but then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty backed them up 15 yards. They found a way to get it in the end zone for a touchdown, but it was called back due to a hold. They then had 4th and goal from the 31-yard line, and they turn it over on downs. Goddard takes over the football. They drive it all the way down the field, and they had a chance to make something happen, but Central backed them up, and a couple of big plays continued to send Goddard in the wrong direction on their next possession, which led to a 4th down and 35 that was blocked. The punt was blocked in the end zone. It was recovered by Salina Central. That cut the lead from 34-20 to 34-27. But we weren't done yet. Salina Central then turned around and recovered the onside kick to give their offense a chance. And on a 49-yard lightning strike from Jack Gordon to Riker Grossner, they were able to get themselves within 1 point, line up for the PAT, and then run a fake on a end-around reverse jump pass that allowed them to take the lead in the closing 2 minutes of the ball game. They had to come up with a stop and get the offense of Goddard back onto the field, but that offense would never take to the field, as Goddard would then get an 85-yard touchdown kick return from Micah Johnson and blast in the 2-point conversion to take the 7-point lead. Central got the offense back on the field for one last drive, but an interception in the back corner of the end zone would give Goddard the ball on a touchback at their own 20. They took to victory formation, and they escape town again with a win here. The final score, 42-35. Let's take a quick look around at a couple of other scores on our area scoreboard presented by Salina Surgical Hospital as we take a look at some other games going on around the state of Kansas. Abilene defeats Augusta 42-0. Smith Center knocks off Sacred Heart 48-0. Scott City gets the win over Goodland 58-0. Southeast of Salina defeats Lyons 60-7. And Concordia beats Beloit 14-6. More scores will be available for you on Twitter at @SPostSports. Also, stay tuned to the Salina Post, and don't forget to tune in to KINA tonight at 10 o'clock for the Kansas High School Football Scoreboard Show. Hear scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas, brought to you by Home Automotive Centers and Salina Surgical Hospital, also heard on 910 KINA.com. Couple of things to give out here before we wrap things up. The hit of the game, presented by our Salina Pain Clinic. And I hate to do this, but it has to be, and I don't have the number on the special teamer who did it for Goddard, but whoever laid the hit on Riker Grossner at the 1-yard line on the kickoff return, that is probably the most violent hit that I have seen all season, and for that, it gets our hit of the game by Salina Pain Clinic. The smart play of the game with presented by Smart Insurance with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Got to give it on the 2-point conversion attempt. Salina Central comes out. They ambush Goddard late in the game, and they were able to momentarily take the lead, but it was a success, short and sweet, and just as short-lived as Goddard returned the following kickoff to ultimately come away with the win. That'll just about do it for us here in Salina. One final time for Avery Cadle on camera. I've been Tyler Henry. You have been tuned in to the Salina Post Game of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Be sure to tune in again next week, as we'll have another good one for you. But again, that'll just about wrap it up. Goddard comes to town. They walk out with a 42-35 victory over Salina Central, and you caught it right here on our Salina Post Game of the Week.